Hello again, Timberwolves fans. Are you ready for the explosion of Timberwolves basketball? It is Friday, June the 22nd, 2012. This is episode number 78 of Timberwolves Explosion. And we are ready to rock and roll with State of the Timberwolves. That's right, State of the Timberwolves 2012. We are alive and well. We are ready to rock and roll with everything Timberwolves. And, of course, yes, sir. We got some postseason to talk about. This is going to be some good times. But first and foremost, Timberwolves Explosion is available on thesportstuff.com and on iTunes. We thank each and every one of you always for downloading and listening to this show. It is a great pleasure that you will, we can grace your airwaves. Yes, sir. That's, you're like, what was that, right? It's more or less, yeah, you can hear us. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to Timberwolves Explosion. Yes, sir. You made a good choice. Yes. And LeBron James, speaking of making choices, making decisions, yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. LeBron James took his game to South Beach. Yes, sir. And now they're ready to rock and roll. And this team, I was listening back to episode number 77 of Timberwolves Explosion. We recorded about, almost exactly a month ago, May 21st. 2012. Yeah, May 21st. The Miami Heat looked dead and gone, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They're down 2-1. They were getting beat pretty significantly in Game 4 of that series as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know, for some reason that day I was feeling drowsy. Like the Heat were losing by 12 or something. I was just kind of casually, I had it on the TV. I fell asleep, which is kind of a cardinal sin because I want to watch, dang it. And I wake up and it's like, what just happened here? Next thing you know, LeBron and Wade each had like 30 plus apiece. It was the beginning of a championship run. That's right, championship with the Miami Heat. We're putting that in the same sentence. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were done.
Yeah.
But it took a bunch of choke jobs from the Pacers to help the Heat.
But it certainly did help the Heat. I mean, Danny Granger put up virtually no resistance whatsoever.
Yeah.
Danny Granger. Now, who is that again?
I mean, he likes to fight on the court, but his game doesn't
really offer much.
No, it doesn't.
What the hell was that, Indiana? It's funny how we were literally like, the Pacers are going to the finals. Can you believe we said that? Yeah, we actually really saw it happening, too. So, we left off right at that point, kind of midway through the second round or so. We pretty much knew Boston was going to beat Philadelphia, and they screwed around and took way too long.
Yeah.
Way too long, didn't they?
They did. And Philly was lucky to get as far as they did anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know if Boston just likes to go to the seventh round.
Seventh game, yeah, really. It's like, what was up with that? What was up with that, really? I mean, 7 games. And they still almost beat Miami. Almost. And in a lot of ways, you can tell, like, Boston was by far the toughest matchup for the Miami Heat in the postseason. And I'm telling you, the Boston Celtics, the way they were constructed this year in the postseason, they were basically held together with gum and scotch tape. You know what I mean? I mean, that team was literally being held together with gum and scotch tape. And Elmer's glue. How could I forget? Yep. I mean, and they almost beat the Heat. Almost. I mean, they had them beat. Again.
I mean, they would have beat the Heat if Pierce decided to show up.
Yeah, what happened? He vanished. Like, he did really good early in the series, but later on, just vanished completely.
It looked to me like sometimes like he fouled out on purpose, because it happened too many times.
Just seemed suspicious.
Yeah, then the look on his face was like of confusion. Like, you can hear the slap, you can hear the fouls that he made, and it's like he'll take a charge for no reason. Like, Pierce, you should know you're gonna fouls will be called on you.
Yeah, really.
He's too smart for that.
It's almost like his IQ dropped a little bit or something.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the Celtics. They're pretty much, you could kind of say they're like one of the smartest teams in basketball, if not the smartest. I mean, when you look at the whole scenario here, the way Miami, I cannot believe what the Miami Heat accomplished this postseason. I just can't. I mean, we basically, the Spoelstra is going to get fired. Pacers are going to beat the Heat and go to the finals, or maybe the Celtics will go. The Spoelstra's fired, Wade's traded, and Pat Riley is, I don't know, he's not going to coach. He said in Real Jam he's not going to coach again, and you kind of figure that, I guess, because he's almost 70, even though he doesn't look it. He is.
Yeah.
Still has a lot of energy, by the way. But
another thing you contribute to it is, I mean, if you look at who Miami had to play as opposed to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I mean, Oklahoma had to get past Dallas.
Oh, man.
They weren't really doing well. But they had a little push towards the end there. The Lakers and the Spurs.
Yeah.
Who did he play against? Knicks, Pacers,
and then
Boston at the end. You know, when they're tired at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they hit the physical wall. Boston absolutely hit the physical wall. Like Kevin Garnett, gosh, I couldn't believe the energy difference from Game 5 when the Celtics beat the Heat in Miami, of all places. That was the last game the Heat would lose in Miami for the entire postseason after that, by the way. We learned very resoundingly. But, yeah, Kevin Garnett, how could you forget what he said in that postgame interview? They're like, what motivates you, Kevin? He's like, competition. The owners who talk too much. I was like, man.
At that point, I knew who he was talking to. Looked right at the camera. I knew who he was talking to.
He looked right at the camera, ladies and gentlemen. The way Michael Myers looks at his victims. It was very direct. I mean, I kind of was wondering if it could have been the Hawks owner or the Heat owner, because I know the Hawks owner was calling him a dirty player, but I don't know. So you think it's Glenn Taylor in a lot of ways?
I do, and as soon as I saw that, like all hopes of him ever coming back here.
Oh yeah,
that's gone. It's out the window. He's not coming back.
Yeah, there's no chance. Even though in some ways you'd be a perfect addition as like a center kind of, but I guess you have Pekovic as well. It's going to be interesting to see what goes on with that. But it is going to be interesting to see where he goes. And we'll get to free agency later on. But yeah, you're like, Joey, don't tell him. No,
yeah, the teams that the Heat played against are just weak.
Not as good. Yeah, I mean there's a combination of a lot of things. Like Boston, look at the teams they played too.
Yeah, I mean the East is weak.
The East is the least until the finals, anyway. I guess. I mean, the Thunder were looking awfully good the way they won 4 in a row against San Antonio. Amazing run by the Thunder, and obviously Kobe Bryant went from he kind of went Michael Jordan with the Wizards, where he kind of we got way too trigger happy. He went to his old habits, like a 38-year-old Michael Jordan when he's in Washington. He literally reverted back to his old habits when he shot way too much, and it's like bleep you if you don't like it. That's basically how Jordan was. That's why they called it the Jordan rules, stuff like that. So now it's the Kobe rules. Yeah, it's weird. It's because Phil Jackson's not there anymore, so now it's like there's no leash on the monster. It's just a monster now. Yeah, I remember we were talking about that in that previous episode, and obviously, yeah, the Lakers didn't win another game.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Lakers. I don't know. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what teams are going to be doing. I think there's going to be a lot of changes made.
Mm-hmm. Across the league, I mean, we thought Miami was going to get blown up. Now,
yeah.
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, I thought,
they can't now.
For sure, I definitely thought that Bosch would have gotten traded if they could get as far as as they did without him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's the thing. I'm telling you. That's the thing. That is the thing. If that injury changed the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
It made them realize, why are we a jump shooting team when we have probably about as good of penetration as we could in all of basketball when you have Wade and LeBron on the same team? Penetrate to the damn basket. And why is Chris Bosh trying to be Chris Webber? Take high percentage shots.
Well, Love.
Yeah, Love does that too much too.
Are trying to use the power forwards like Love. Like I noticed,
too many threes.
Yeah, Bosh is shooting threes. Gasol.
Yeah,
shooting threes.
What's going on here? Everybody except Al Jefferson and Millsap, basically.
Yeah.
Those are the only two power forwards that are power forwards.
Yeah, next Tim Duncan, let's go start shooting threes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. By the yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, how could I not forget about him? The way they stopped playing. Sadly, they stopped playing after they kicked the Thunder's ass the first two games. They got tsunamied. By a wave of thunder. There we go. Literally. They got crushed. What a strange postseason. Strange, but really good. It was really good. I mean, gosh, I was almost like I want to take a break from basketball some of those nights. I was like, yeah, I got to take a break. Even though I was watching it, but then I'd be like, okay, enough of this post-game stuff. I'm going to take a break from it. No, man, I'm really sad. It's over.
Yeah,
and
we had the draft coming up, so we have something to look forward to. And a better
Really
Wolves season, finally.
Like
all
the real
depending
deal.
on Rubio.
All,
Depending on him.
yeah, the whole health. The health of Rubio. ACL, MCL. Yeah, MCL too. Oops. Yeah, that's not good. Yikes. But, yeah, getting back to the postseason briefly, or, yeah, maybe not too briefly, but the Heat, the way, I mean, every time we thought they were dead and gone, they just kept coming back. But like we said, though, once they learned once they realized they went back to their roots, guys that penetrate to the basket and use their skill, their overall skill, rather than just trying to be a jump shooting team, they started being more aggressive and more passionate. We see in a lot of ways why they're champions now because of that. It changed everything, didn't it? I mean, now we're seeing we saw a team that absolutely wanted, they wanted it more than anybody else, and I think that's what the difference was in the NBA Finals in a lot of ways. I think so, because the oh man,
Social looked at this.
He's viewing something crazy. It's Chris Bosh. Yep, Chris Bosh is. That doesn't look good, does it? I'm not sure what he's doing there. But yeah, we're seeing video from Chris Bosh in the locker room, where they're spraying champagne everywhere. Yeah, obviously still on topic, but the difference in this series to me, though, the difference between me in this series is the Thunder were what the Heat were last year. The Heat were young and cocky. They were like, hey, we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're really good. It is more of a party for the Miami Heat last year. This year it was, damn it, we want to win more than anybody else, and they did. To me, the Thunder are a young team that was a little too cocky, I think, and a little too early, I think, for them. To me, I mean, they just came out of their little eggshell. They're a little bit too young, I think. I mean, they would have by far been the youngest championship team, I would think. And I guess now we see why teams that age don't win titles. They're just not ready. See, I mean, I got annoyed with people on Twitter. Oh, the Thunder are all growed up. And these are like people that are experienced basketball fans and columnists and reporters. What do you mean the Thunder are grown up? I mean, every time they hit a frickin' three-pointer or something like that, they got to do some sign and some dance. It's like, enough. You're more interested in showing up your opponent than, like, just flat winning the damn game.
Yeah.
Last year, the Miami Heat were interested in showing up their opponent rather than winning the damn game.
Yeah.
Because they were doing all that dancing. Oh, go ahead. Yep.
LeBron was the Westbrook of this season with the showboating.
Oh, last year you mean? Or, yep.
That's I think that's partly why they lost because he did it right in front of the bench.
Yeah.
The bench.
Yep. That whole standing and posing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You're not going to win a title acting like that. I mean, Dallas was older and they wanted that title, like they wanted to breathe.
Them the push that they needed.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pretty much.
Woke them up.
I mean, and if they weren't already awake, I mean, and it just showed also, not only was Dallas, it helped them wake up a little bit. I mean, not that, because Dallas was losing that series for a little while there, a short spell there. And it also showed that Miami's focus was not where it needed to be. And to me, outside of Kevin Durant, the focus was not where it needed to be.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. I mean, and Durant, I guess he's just not mentally strong enough quite yet at that young age to start sizing up those rings just yet.
Yeah, he'll definitely get there. It's just that I think with those the calls that are made in that game,
Game 2 and Game 3 and such.
Yeah, that last game, that was hard to watch. That was hard. There was just no defense.
Game 5,
yeah, it was ridiculous. Okay, they're obviously making the threes.
Oh, were they ever?
No defense to be found. It was like they're playing Rondo defense on Battier and Miller.
And you know what that reminded me of? That game?
What?
Very strong, very eerily reminded me of Game 6 of the '08 Finals, when the LA Lakers and the Celtics, the whole situation where the Lakers basically just kind of said, screw it. Because the Celtics were just hoisting up threes and they were all going in. And I mean, all of them. I mean, it was as big as this huge table I'm looking at right now. The basketball hoop was that big.
Yeah, seeing if you're getting lit up like that, it could take you out of the game.
That's what happened.
And it's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard to get back in it. I was hoping maybe Fish could do it. Take a hit, because you got to do something drastic. You got to take one for the team and get a tech. Fire your team back up, get them back into the game. But it was like, they're getting lit up from the 3-point line, and then LeBron, freight trains Fish. Fish gets flagrant.
Yeah, that didn't look like a flagrant, did it?
No,
it really didn't.
Yeah, LeBron put his shoulder down, went into Fish. Fish, protected himself, backed up, put his arm straight up, like, hey, I'm not going to get ran over. How many guys, when you see LeBron going towards the rim, how many guys hop in front of LeBron? No one. Someone finally does it, they get a flagrant.
Yeah. That was weird. It's not like he hit him. It was a blocking foul, yes, but on Fisher because his feet were moving. Obviously, he wasn't set. But a flagrant, I don't know about that.
Yeah. And then right after that play, Wade has no defense on him, goes right for an alley-oop and gets fouled by Fish. That's not Fish's guy.
Yeah, that was strange, wasn't it? I mean, it's like they were just out of sync pretty much from Game 3 on. To me, the Thunder were out of sync.
Yeah.
Game 1 and 2 was very interesting. This series could have gone either way. I mean, the Heat were killing the Thunder in Game 1. They were killing them in Game 2. The Thunder came roaring back in both of them. You got the questionable call at the end of Game 2 that went Miami's way.
That was questionable.
Yeah, I know. I'm being sarcastic.
You can't rest your elbow on the guy's leg like that.
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic. I mean, and I'll admit right here, you can tell which teams we were each rooting for in this series. You can probably sense.
They got robbed. They got robbed that game. That was just completely ridiculous. If there's a ref standing right there, he can take a couple steps over to follow the guy with the ball to get a better view.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he was. His angle wasn't right, and that certainly didn't help the ref. It didn't help the situation because some of the camera angles, it's like, oh, he didn't touch him, and then you look at others, it's like, oh, he really touched him.
Yeah,
he was like taking a nap on him almost.
Well, LeBron was so bad was they kept replaying it,
like rubbing it in.
Yeah, it was like
oh, they screwed up, but whatever.
Yeah, after the third time viewing it, it's like, okay, that's obviously a foul.
Yeah.
If now Durant, then okay, he turn around and slap Westbrook in the wrist. So Westbrook didn't get the rebound. And some people are saying, oh, well, you should have made the shot. Let's just,
make it, damn it. No.
You should have went to the line, if anything.
Yeah.
At least give them that. But, hey.
But they refused, right? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, and I was rooting for the Heat. You were rooting for the Thunder. You're like, Joey, how dare you? If the listeners couldn't already guess that. And, no, I mean, I'd kind of been a closet Heat fan ever since Wade got there. I was vehemently rooting for the Heat in '06. Of course, rooting for him last year, but, opposite effect as of '06 last year. Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting though when you see how the teams kind of contrast back and forth. When you look at this was kind of the cocky team. This was the team that wanted to win really more than the other one, and the Heat were the team that wanted to win more than the other one. I'm sure the Thunder wanted to win, like Durant obviously did.
Oh yeah.
But you got guys like Westbrook and Harden. You know, every time they hit a shot.
Wait, was Harden even there?
Yeah, that's the thing. Was he?
Played? Oh.
I think Harden was on vacation. He thought they lost to the Spurs.
I saw some scrub on the court with the beard. I don't know if that was Harden.
Yeah, I think it was Josh Harden. He has a twin. Did you know that?
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah, Josh Harden. He averages about 3 points a game. His field goal percentage is in the 20s.
He sucks.
He really sucks. Josh Harden really sucks. He's also got the big beard. He's just copying his twin.
Yeah. I also heard that he might have been a max player.
Yeah, what's about that? Maybe your cousin Max. That's about it.
No longer is he a max player.
Yeah, no, there's no way, and it's not saying just because of one thing, but I mean, yeah, this series cost James Harden some money. It cost Jimmy some money.
If anything, that's what you're playing for.
Yeah, to win a title.
Yeah, and if anything, you got to show up there. Mm-hmm. I mean, if it's proven anything, if you show up at those moments, Gordon. Mm-hmm. You know, you get a big contract.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
You're thinking about Ben Gordon?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, if you show up at those times, then that's where you get the big contract.
Oh, yeah. Like guys like, now I'm blanking. There have been some spectacular ones. Like Ariza, I believe, got a pretty good deal after he had a nice finals.
Yeah.
Way back in 2009. Yep, Posey, yes. There's a huge example. Man, that Boston team was so awesome. The 08 Celtics were so awesome. They had everything they needed. And this year, I still can't believe how close they were. Wow.
You didn't even say Berea.
Oh, JJ, yes. There's a big one. That's a big one right there. A guy who earned money in the finals because of what he did last year.
If there's any time to do it, it's the finals.
Mm-hmm. Chandler, too, yep.
Yeah.
Tyson Chandler, of course, not Wilson. Wilson's good, but different player.
And what does Harden do? Disappears.
He did the opposite. He did what Lamar Odom did in 08. Remember how Lamar and Gasol.
Yeah.
Lamar Odom and Paul Gasol did not show up in the 08 finals at all. At all.
But I do want to say this. I do want the Timberwolves to pick up Harden.
Then now's the time to do it. Buy low. Yeah. Buy low. There you go. Buy low. There you go. Why not, right?
Yeah. Now is the time.
I mean, it's the perfect fit. Man, I don't like Harden's attitude at all. But I mean, I guess what do you expect from a 22-year-old, though?
Yeah.
I mean, 22-year-olds are. Can I say this? Can I say the word?
Go ahead.
22-year-olds are assholes most of the time. I'm sorry, those of you out there, but a lot of them are. I'm sorry, those of you out there that are 22 and are good, respectful people, but a lot aren't. And yeah, I mean, Marbury was like that when he was 22. He took off for New Jersey. He didn't even get to New York yet. But yeah, I'm just saying. And Westbrook, every time he hits a three, he's got to put out his two guns and put them in his pocket really hard, yelling boom. And then Harden's got to do his little devil horn thing to himself. I don't know what it is, what he does exactly. Like he's at some dance club or something. The way he does it. It's like you hit a three-pointer, you're not at a dance club, just move on. Yeah, too much showboating. It doesn't help.
I don't know if he was injured or what. He just didn't look explosive.
Harden, yeah. I mean, something, I don't know if it was Spoelstra's game plan or what.
Yeah.
But there's a guy in Eric Spoelstra, I'm telling you, that I thought was beyond dead and gone. Like when the Miami Heat were doing their 5, 6, 7 not press conference, what did they call it? It was like a little party welcoming the LeBron and Bosh to the Heat. And LeBron was doing his very infamous 5, 6, 7 declaration, we'll call it. And then, like, Coach, Eric Spoelstra, and he's kind of, hi, yeah, I'm here. That's almost what he had, the Corey Brewer smile, kind of. I was like, oh, my God, there's no way he's going to last in this With all there's no way he's going to last.
Personalities.
Yeah. And there he was standing there last night with that big smile on his face wearing a NBA champion hat. After beating a young and cocky but extremely good basketball team that most of America thought was going to win the finals. They beat them in 5 games. Yeah, they beat them in 5 games. Spoelstra looks good today, doesn't he? I mean, regardless, yeah.
To most people.
To most of you.
You can be fooled.
Joey, you're fooled.
Yeah, I'm not fooled, though.
He was just along for the ride.
Yeah, basically.
Was he?
Yeah.
I mean, he looks better than he would have, obviously, but you know what I mean? If he lost to the Pacers or the Celtics, he'd look a lot worse.
Yeah.
Pacers coach, I'm not sure if he was better. I mean, he's a good coach, but he's young and maybe not ready for the big time yet. Vogel is his name. Of course, we all know Rivers is elite. Doc Rivers.
Yeah, another team. I'm not even sure that the Pacers will even be there next season.
Moved? Or you mean postseason?
Yeah.
I was going to say they're not going to move, are they? No. I was going to say.
Well, honestly, I was surprised at how well the Pacers were doing, but it was just sad. Not sad. It was the way Granger didn't show up. I thought he was better than that.
Yeah.
I definitely thought he was better than that.
Danny who? Yep, Danny Granger. Yeah, I mean that team barely beat Orlando. A lame duck Orlando team with a coach that was, already fired according to himself. And a center that's a jackass that wasn't playing and had a bad back or whatever, so he wasn't playing at all. They didn't even look competitive against that team hardly. And yet then it's like they're beating the Heat, and then no, they're not beating the Heat. So yeah, who knows what's going to happen with Indiana?
Yeah, the whole.
This was a weird year.
The whole East, it's like the Heat didn't have it easy. They played against weak teams. Boston. Another team played against weak teams who, like, 76ers, they wouldn't even have played Boston if Rose didn't get in. So it was like they all played against teams who you didn't think were going to win anyway, but they made it hard for them.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's strange, isn't it?
And then you have Thunder, on the other hand, play,
the championship teams.
Yeah, elite teams.
Teams with some pretty new rings on their fingers.
Yeah.
Dallas, LA, and San Antonio.
Man, just beat them.
And they beat them, yeah. But for some reason, I mean, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just the momentum. One team was semi-running out of gas, and the other team's momentum was just taking off beyond human recognition, which is what happened with Miami, I guess you could say. And I am convinced, I think you agree with this, I think you do, from conversations we've had. Several conversations. We love to talk basketball on and off the mic, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know. I mean, a lot. I mean, we could... This is who we are, ladies and gentlemen. You're not getting two guys who are reading scripts and pretending to be something we're not. This is the real Marcus and Joey right here, But I'm talking too much about side stuff. But, we both agree the Heat would have beat the Bulls, right? No? I don't think so, Joey. Oh, look at you.
I don't know. Yeah,
you sure?
It depends on the Bulls side. It just depends on a couple key players if their production.
Oh yeah.
Then I would say just like with the Heat, if Battier and Miller didn't show up, if they didn't make those threes, it would have been a different story.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And if on the Bulls side, since they have actual depth, if those some guys, bench players would show up, then it all depends.
That's an interesting point there, because the Bulls are kind of the Eastern Thunder in a way. Yeah. They kind of are, aren't they?
Yeah.
But they're kind of young, athletic, and deep.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter if Luau had a good game and Boozer.
Boozers. I mean,
that's another thing. I do recognize that Bosch was out. Yeah. So I'm not saying that the Heat had it too, very easy.
No.
But if anything, the Pacers should have been like sharks and smelled the blood, and say, okay, this is our chance. Yeah. Bosch is out. if we can't beat them now, then what are we doing?
You have freaking Hibbert for crying out loud. 7-3 going against two guys we were making fun of. Dexter Pittman.
Yeah,
You got
what's
Joel
going on
Anthony.
here? And Hibbert showed up. And then a couple of those
He did.
games, Hansborough, like he didn't get that much playing time, and he was actually playing well. It was kind of confusing.
They wouldn't even let him. Yeah.
Yeah, I know they have West, but still,
Who? David East or West? Okay, that was bad. Bad joke, but yeah, he.
And even
Not
though
much
I don't
going
like about West, I was talking about this earlier with you. Even though I don't like him that much,
Yeah.
it's the maturity that he showed.
Yes.
With some of the guys,
Yes.
come
Get
on, we won it, whatever.
Get off the floor.
Yeah,
Yep.
let's go.
That was game 2. Yep.
Yeah,
Miami.
we didn't
and,
just win
Indy.
it all. Let's go.
That was good.
And I think that's something that I think the Wolves desperately need. I don't think we have that at all. That type of player. I think closest thing we have to it is Tolliver.
Yeah, Anthony.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's about it. But I think we definitely need. That's why I was considering. Maybe Derek Fisher might be good for this team. Just so
He would have if he would stay, but
Yeah, just for the maturity because we definitely need that. And Edelman
yeah.
knows that we need that too.
Too bad Fisher's too much of a front runner.
Yeah.
I mean, he would refuse to go to anybody who isn't a championship contender, it seems like, which is kind of unfair. I don't know. But I guess that's how it goes. I guess. I mean,
Yeah, with his age,
He's a
he
Ori.
would rather retire than be in training.
yeah,
with
or
anybody,
or be kind of a first round team that's not ready to go all the way. Because the Wolves could have been a first round team at least maybe sneak into the second if they.
if we were in the East, yeah.
Oh yeah, or if we were playing the Clippers in the first round.
Oh yeah. He would have.
Yeah, because we matched up, or Dallas
might have
too.
gotten.
Is that what you're gonna say? Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, if we would have played Dallas, Clippers, or maybe even the Spurs.
Maybe, yeah. Because we matched up okay with them for a while. Though it seemed at the beginning of the postseason the Spurs were about as unbeatable as
Yeah.
Miami finished.
With the addition of Captain Jack. If we would play against Clippers or
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yep. Yeah, it seemed to be a nice matchup for us. Especially the Clippers. I mean, those are some fun games.
Yeah.
Those are some fun, stinking games.
We could have done it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think
hopefully
so.
next season we will.
Mm-hmm.
If
I'm
we get some
telling
key
you.
players. Hopefully Gerald Wallace.
Yeah, well, pretty soon we're going to get to that free agency stuff, free agency talk pretty soon here as we continue the postseason. I mean, there's a little bit left, right? A little more, not much, though. One thing, though, speaking of the Wolves in the postseason, I'm telling you, there's one thing we're scared of in one way, and I'm scared of and optimistic at the same time, is the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Wolves.
Oh, yeah.
It's the scary part is it's just like San Antonio, Tim Duncan all over again. Like another wall. Like okay, we're good, but they're there. Just like them and the Lakers are like this brick wall that the Wolves could never overcome, ever. Remember? Well, of course you remember. During the Garnett era, and now the Kevin Love era, you have Oklahoma City. I mean, at least there isn't. Denver's a pain in the ass, but they're not that scary. Memphis is really hard for the Wolves to beat for whatever reason, but obviously the Thunder are a potential dynasty.
I think they are.
Yeah. But the one thing is, did you notice just how well the Wolves played against the Thunder this year?
Yeah. And
Wow.
There's been a lot of games where we don't lose by more than 4 points.
Smidgens,
Yeah.
We lost the season opener literally down to, well, here we go again, the showboat Westbrook hitting some big shot on Ricky Rubio and giving him a stare down. I'm not sure if the stare down was like respect to Rubio, like I beat this good young player, or if he was just showing him up. I'm not sure what the stare down meant. It was one of the two things. But yeah, it took that. It took like a last buzzer beater from Westbrook type of situation, and the incredibly dramatic March game, or was it March? Yeah, when we went to, was it double overtime?
Yeah.
That was incredible, and we had that game won. We had the game one until Durant hit that ice cold 3-pointer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need a second option or a first option.
Mm-hmm.
And a third.
Third. Yeah, I mean, I really believe the first option is Love. I mean, he's clutch too. He's way more clutch than Garnett. He's almost clutch like Durant in a way. Like he's hit game-winning threes.
I think he's getting there. Yeah.
Yeah, game-winning and game-tying. He had a game-tying 3 on the Thunder. I think that helped force overtime the first time around. And then Durant tied it up.
Yeah.
Tied it up to send it into double overtime due to the absolute chagrin of Coach Edelman.
And it'll be nice if we had, a Beasley who can turn it on like that. We need to score towards the end because if Love's not making the shots, then who else?
Yeah, there's not much yet unless we get Harden. There's no other. There really isn't anything else because you can't count on. No, you can't count on any of them. I don't even want to say their names. We'll save that for off-season talk. Yeah. I don't even want to say their names yet. We'll save that until we get Hardmore and the Wolves. But yeah, I mean, thinking of the Wolves in the postseason, it seems like we match up pretty good against Oklahoma. Today we do. Who knows if things will change? LA we never beat. I mean, there will be.
Kobe himself just crushed his
oh yeah,
crushed his knees.
Yeah, that was so disappointing. Ugh. That hurt. Yeah, I mean, there will be a total eclipse. It almost seems like there might be a total solar eclipse in Minneapolis, Minnesota area before we beat the Lakers in a playoff series.
Yeah.
Or in a regular season series, for that matter.
Kobe would not be playing.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. Kobe will not be. Nope.
He'll be gone, but when that happens.
Yep.
And that's what it's going to take.
It really might. It really might. But yeah, Memphis, LA, and Denver seem to be huge thorns in the Wolves' sides. We seem to solve the Dallas thing. We seem to solve the Blazers for the time being until the very last game when we got killed. But we solved the Blazers finally, who are really unbeatable. Yeah. Look at us going into the season wrap-up already. Whoops.
If anything, we'll be better.
Yeah.
And I definitely hope that, we get the Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
Say it again. Hope we get Wallace.
Yes. He did opt out. Oh, whoops. Yep. Look at us foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely. We'll get better.
Oh, yeah.
Fans, we'll get better.
Mm-hmm. No, we better. Yep. We'll get back to that shortly.
And we'll talk about how we'll get better.
Look at this. Yes. And we will talk about how we get better. So really, in the finals, the Heat, obviously, I mean, the only way they were going to win the championship, this is kind of to close the finals, unless you have any other previous round stuff first, but for forever now, hold your peace. No, I'm kidding. No, but, the Heat, they won it the only way they were going to win it, and that was at home, I think. I don't think the Heat were going to win the title if they had to go back to OKC. They had to win those 3 games, and they pulled it out. They did. Because they had LeBron James penetrate to the basket. And it finally worked out. And, of course, like you mentioned earlier, because it's hard to keep track. It's hard to stay on track sometimes because we like to, bounce around. But that's the difference in the series in a lot of ways is... Well, there's several differences that took place, and a lot of things went right for Miami. Obviously, one team wanted it more. One team was cocky, just like the Heat were last year. The Thunder were this year, a little bit outside of Durant. And the other thing is the guys that were not the franchise players, but the valuable pieces on each team, one side they performed, and the other side they did not. That was the difference. Remember earlier in the postseason, we were making fun of Batty Hay and Mike Miller because they weren't doing absolutely anything, right? Whatsoever. So it's like, the Heat suck. They have no depth whatsoever. They have 2 players, 1 half player in the ostrich. As you like to call. Oh, I saw that smile on your face. Yep, the ostrich Chris Bosh, excuse me. And a bunch of role players that don't have no role because they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Whereas the Thunder...
Just along for the ride.
Yeah, just along for the ride. And the Thunder are the...
Howard.
Oh, that was the classic one. Yep, Juwan. Oh, man.
We called up Rose and Weber.
Yes, he did. He finally got a title. Finally. At 39. What I loved is when he was in front of the camera.
Just buying one off of
eBay? No, I'm sure. Yeah.
Off of eBay. Might as well,
What I loved is, though, at the end of during the lockout, remember I was telling you last night?
Yeah.
The lockout locker room. Boy, I got the lockout on my mind still. That's sad. But he was in front of the camera talking about the hard work in the gym and dedication. I'm like, oh my God, you're kidding, right? You're kidding, right? Really? I hope you were saying how you were teaching the young guys about that, not about how that's why you're still in the game. No, yeah. Juwan Howard is still in the league because his name is Juwan Howard, not because he's a requisite piece to a team. He can give advice to young guys. Yes, that'd be nice. And that's all he's able to do at this stage.
Yeah.
Yep. He's been.
There's so many guys out there who can do what Howard's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, skill wise, there's nothing left. It's that tank's been empty for about 3 years at least. 4 or 5.
Yeah, the guys in D League who played for a couple grand, just get me in there.
Please let me play.
I'll sit there like he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's because his name is Juwan Howard. That's what it is.
If I do play minutes, I can definitely play better than him.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing was during the playoffs, all the Thunder's non-Kevin Durant or Westbrook players were kicking major you-know-what. And the Thunder steamrolled through a very tough Western Conference. The Heat struggled through the Eastern Conference because their non-Wade or LeBron players were playing like the S word. They were playing like crap. The C word, there we go. Playing like crap. And then the finals, it was the exact opposite. Bade and Miller were hitting threes. Harden and Ibaka and all the rest of them didn't exist. They didn't play bad. They didn't exist.
Yeah, Perkins
didn't do anything.
Oh, man, he's definitely gone.
You think so? Look at you. Well, maybe. Go to Boston. No.
They're paying him way too much for what he's doing, which is not much.
Not too much.
His
Sleepwalking.
His defense is just horrible.
For a guy who was supposed to be a good defender, by the way.
Yeah.
On a great defensive team in Boston.
Yeah, what happened? It's just...
What happened?
Well, I did hear... I read something about he had a slight groin injury the last 3 games.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Perk. No, I'm kidding.
Perk up. If that was true...
Sorry, that was bad.
If that was true, he should have... I mean, Collison should have got more minutes.
Yeah, they didn't use him at all, did they? 5 seconds a game. He didn't even play Cole Aldrich, so Sons of Guns. Yeah. Cole Aldrich. He's got the worst free throw form I've ever seen outside of Shaq. Outside of Shaq, I don't think there's many guys with worse free throw form, are there? Like, Shaq doesn't even lift his shoulder when he shot his free throws. Past tense, but you get the idea. Yeah, Aldrich, it's weird looking.
Yeah, at some points, I just don't understand why they didn't have, I understand why they didn't use Durant at power forward. Because I know why they didn't want to have Durant guard LeBron because he would get in foul trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Durant can stop Bosch.
You would think. Anyway, they're both skinny.
Yeah, they put Ibaka at center.
Yeah, I'm surprised they never used Ibaka at center, even though he's not that big. At the same time, what do the Heat really have at center? I mean, that's one of their weaknesses.
Yeah,
that's a weakness. Huge.
Yeah. Perk wasn't doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then, especially at the last game, you would think, they'll move Cephalosha at the small forward spot just to bring some defense in there. Because Cephalosha wasn't even in after the halftime. Oh, I didn't see him play. If he was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there was no defense, and Cephalosha sitting on the bench.
Mm-hmm. That's awfully weird, huh?
Yeah, and I know you need scoring, but then they had Harden on LeBron. Harden wasn't bringing scoring in at that point. So why not bring in Cephalosha?
Yeah, what Yeah. What was up with that?
I have no idea. That,
You would
that
think.
just confused me. I was like, okay,
Horrible perimeter defense. Harden's not scoring, so
Yeah.
what the hell? Cephalosha's not playing. Why?
yeah, no defense coming from Perk. Perk's getting away with Ibaka blocking guys. Put Ibaka at center.
Ibaka.
Yeah,
I think you said Ibaka accidentally. That's funny.
Ibaka. Put Durant at power forward because he can at least stop the ostrich.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bring Cephalosha in, Westbrook and or Harden and Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
But they just decided, okay, well, let's go keep Perkin, who's not producing, not doing anything. Let's have our best defender sit on the bench. You know, that whole
Stubborn
yeah,
coaching
didn't make
there.
any sense to me.
Mm-mm. Just stubborn thought process or something.
Unless Cephalosha was injured, but he didn't. I don't
Could
think he
be.
was injured, but
Or they figured he didn't provide any offense. But
Harden was
kind of dumb, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Harden-
kind of dumb.
Yeah, after Harden made like 2 bad passes and a turnover, it's kind of like, okay, get him out of the game. He's not doing anything. This
They're
isn't-
too sold on him. Yeah,
Yeah,
at
this-
that point.
Yeah, games like this, you can't shoot your way back into it. It's either you're on or you're not. And if you're not on, you should be sitting down on the bench.
Mm-hmm. Especially when they were already getting
Yeah,
outplayed dramatically in Game 5, right?
yeah.
That's, that was a shellacking.
Yeah.
That was a shellacking last night. It really was.
And then with all the foul calls and then the flagrant, it's kind of like it was downhill. And after there was no excuse for all those 3-pointers, wide open threes. There's no excuse.
Yeah, it's like the Thunder kind of gave up. I kind of get that feeling by the early third quarter. You could just feel it. You could feel the freight train coming.
Yeah, you could tell who was in the game and who wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And for
It was
those that
heat.
weren't in the game, they stayed in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
They stayed in
Why?
the game. It made no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like it was just like, okay, why is Harden in the game? I see they gave up.
Yeah, and then in the end, that's what happened. That's the
Yeah, the coach
Thunder
gave
gave up. The coach gave up, and the players certainly did too. They certainly did. But anything else you want to add on the finals? Any other thoughts you got flowing before I make my final statement?
Well, I guess nothing. I'm just disappointed in Oklahoma in
Yeah.
coaching.
Yeah, well, by the way, he's a free agent. There's another free agent for you. They might be looking at possibly Jeff Van Gundy if things don't work out. And they even said Phil Jackson, which I think, Phil Jackson would probably enjoy it, but he's getting older, though. He's getting really old. I don't know if he wants to coach the Thunder or not. He won't be coaching the Heat because the Heat they have their coach, man. They have Spoley. They have Spoley.
I think
sorry,
Phil,
that's
plus
bad.
Phil might have a hard time trying to convince him to go along with his playing style.
The Heat?
Excuse me, the Thunder.
Yeah, that might be kind of weird. They're too young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought about
They
that.
wouldn't want to deal with all that, you know.
The triangle?
Yeah.
Yeah, young players and the triangle do not work.
His philosophies,
No.
I don't think they're mature enough to take all that seriously or want to take the time to learn it all.
Yeah, they need like a young coach like Brooks, I guess, you know. He did get them to the finals and stuff, but we'll see. We'll see where things go there. They need Popovich. Actually, yeah, that would be the dream, wouldn't it? I bet they'd do really good with him, huh?
They would.
Greg Pop, yeah, I mean, he's tough and stuff, but I think he's harder on the media than he is on his players. Honest to God.
Yeah.
Greg Popovich, that guy hates the media. Hates the media. If you hadn't noticed just yet. No. But with that, I'll make a final statement on the finals. Funny. This is not going to be the last time we're going to see Miami and Oklahoma in the NBA Finals, as far as I'm concerned. They're coming back, and they might be back next year.
Not if the Timberwolves
Maybe.
could have anything to say about it.
Oh, God, I hope that's the truth. I would be so excited. It'd be like a dream come true. It'd be even more of a dream come true if, say, it was Game 5 in the Target Center.
Oh man, just finally a season without a high blood pressure.
Uh-huh.
It's
And the only-
just so stressful. Those
Those horrible games that we used to
yes.
have back in about 2 years ago, year and a half ago. Seems
Even
all too
before
recent.
that, it was just years straight.
7 years of hell. 7-year tribulation. Yeah.
Man.
Just imagine if the Wolves were in Game 5 in Target Center, up by 11 points, leading the series 3-1, and then Wesley Johnson starts hitting 3-pointers like crazy. I mean, your eyes would just moisten up, wouldn't they?
Even though
they're going to win, aren't they? They're going to win.
Even though you say that, I'm so scarred by all those losses that I can't even.
You can't even
imagine that stuff. You know,
how wonderful it would
that's
be.
Foolishness.
Oh, what? The Wolves winning titles? You
Yeah, that's foolishness right now. I'm glad that we're winning games right now. That's as far as I'm going.
Joey, you got to stop this foolishness.
I want them to do good, but all those games were, wow, we're going to win. Nope, we lose by a couple points.
The Spurs come back by like 28. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
we
we're
lost.
by 28. We're about to win this. Nope.
Like Bonner and all those guys are hitting threes.
We're going to beat the Knicks. You know, enough for this Lynn stuff. Oh, we get beat.
Yeah, that was a bad game.
Yeah,
that was crap.
Bad.
That was crap. Yeah, there were some games even this past year that weren't that great.
Yeah, even the Boston. Oh, we're going to beat the big ticket. Oh, fouls Telfair.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
We're going to beat him again. Oh, fouls Brewer.
Yep, Brewer. Yep. And Brewer told the ref, "Get some bleeping glasses." I could tell he said that. I could read his lips.
Yeah.
I think the refs may have said, "I didn't see it." I'm guessing, as the ref said, just my personal guess. And he said, "Well, probably well, then get some bleeping glasses." But yeah, no, I think both of these teams will be back in the finals frequently. I think this is the next Lakers Celtics, ladies and gentlemen. It is. I really believe it, and I do believe. Here's another statement too, and like I said, like the Lakers and Celtics in the 1980s. Both teams are going to win multiple championships. Much as you probably hate thinking about the Heat winning multiple championships. I like it. You probably don't. And I know the fans out there, or listeners out there, are like, why does he like the Heat? So some of you might like him. I mean, I don't know what it is. I've always liked that team ever since Wade got there.
Yeah, I kind of think that the NBA might want another team other than Oklahoma to win it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the market, it's just Oklahoma's,
It's different. Yeah, it's really different. I mean, somebody else is going to emerge somewhere like Chicago. Chicago's the other one.
No, actually, I think right now the NBA wants the Wolves to do well. Because when we're
Wouldn't
winning,
hurt.
we're everywhere.
We're very popular.
Yeah, especially with Rubio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've noticed. Like when we play against, when we play away games,
Clippers. Yep.
Their crowds, they love how we play, especially Rubio, his passing and stuff.
Mm-hmm. We were at the top of the news until Jeremy Lin showed up for a while there.
Yeah,
and then Rubio injured him. Yeah, the Lin thing got really annoying.
Yeah, even the All-Star
I just said his name on this show for the first time, by the way. Isn't that cruel? I was so mean to him. I said I'm not going to say his name on this show, and until he does something in the playoffs, I just said his name. And yeah, it's because he hasn't been in the media for a while.
Yeah.
It's because I was sick of the coverage and how he was pushing Rubio out of the way.
Yeah, even in the All-Star game, Rubio he did way better.
Mm-hmm.
But hey,
look at us bouncing around, but we do it well. I mean, obviously that's why you listen. I guess you enjoy listening to our overall basketball conversation. Yeah, I think the Heat win multiple titles. That's just my opinion. I mean, obviously, you have a freedom to your opinion, your beliefs, and what you see in the future. I mean, we all have our little crystal ball. I think the Heat win a total championships for LeBron James. I'm honestly, I can. If it all depends on, can they stay hungry? Because if they can't, this is the only title they're going to get.
Well, I think it is. I think they're done. They're one and done.
Oh, that would be bad. Yeah, just like the 06 Heat. All that was left was Wade and Haslam. And Wade is not the same player he was in 06. He is not. He's a complimentary superstar now. Yep, go ahead.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to look at my crystal ball. All right. And what do I see here?
They're going to win 8 in a row.
I see the Heat losing against Oklahoma
in the finals. Yeah.
Yep, and then trading Wade.
That would be something.
For
Even
some
that,
pieces.
that'd be really a fast change if they did that.
Trading Wade.
Oh boy, I think that would be a big. That'd be a
The
mistake.
Timberwolves for some kibbles and bits.
Well, there you go. For Rubio. No, I'm kidding. No, we can't trade Rubio. That'd be a huge mistake.
If they don't win
Even
next season, they're trading Wade.
You think they'd get rid of him that
They
quick?
are trading Wade.
Really?
Yep. They are trading Wade.
It's possible.
They
And
do
yet,
not win.
you are pretty good at predicting the future, by the way. We've noticed that. We've noticed that. Yes,
That
we
was
have.
true.
It could happen. It could happen. I mean, for me personally, I believe the Heat, if they stay hungry, if the Heat stay hungry and they don't trade Wade, this is all if, of course. I'm not necessarily predicting it, but yeah, if they do, I predict the Heat win 3 or 4, which you're probably like, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
I think the Thunder also. No, I mean, obviously, if the Heat aren't winning like crazy, I think the Thunder win 3 or 4. Yeah. 3 or 4 in the next 8 years or so. 3 or 4.
I think maybe more than that because they're
like 11.
They're not on the decline like the Heat are. Or Wade.
Could decline.
Wade.
No, I'm
I think
kidding.
Wade, I think LeBron can pretty stay consistent with what he's doing now, but Wade, I don't think so.
Wade could be on the downtrend here.
That's the thing. Because Wade deferred to LeBron.
Mm-hmm. He did.
I think he finally was okay.
That's what changed it.
Yeah.
That's what changed this whole thing. Like, on our last show, he even said that, like, when is Wade going to learn to defer to LeBron? Because he has to now.
Yeah, because those other games, Wade screwed up trying to flop.
Yep.
That's another thing. It's going to change things. One thing I hated was Battier. I mean, like when he was going through the players, every little bump, he'll throw his head back. Try, it's like, come on, man, you're not getting
something.
You're not getting a flop. Stern. Let me give a clap to Stern. Thank you, Stern, for addressing the flop issue.
He's finally talking about it. It exists.
And
there's hope.
Yeah, I was so happy when even back with the Heat versus the Knicks when he first said something about it. And I was so happy that the reporter when she asked him the question about it. And with the flopping, Ginobili's game is going to be a little worse.
Griffin
Harden
and all them. Yep, Harden.
Kobe's. Hey!
That's when he drives to the basket. Yep, throws his arms up.
Time for us to trade Berea.
Yeah, flop Rhea. No, I don't know.
Clippers are done.
Yep, flop City is
the
done.
Clippers are done because
Varejau's going to be out of the league.
Oh
Is it Varejao or Varejao? I always say Varejao, but it's probably Varejao.
Yeah, he is done.
Yeah,
he is done. Yep. Oh man, is he done?
Flop King.
That's his bread and butter. He's done. And Chris Paul's tornado flop is done. It was nice seeing it when he used it. That was his go-to move.
Tornadoes.
The tornado flop.
Tornadoes.
Bears could be a different season. I definitely think. I think the Heat. Yeah, I think that this is it for them.
Oh,
this is it.
Might be.
And if they don't win, especially if they don't get to the finals, then it's Wade's going to be traded and Bosh.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be weird? I mean, it's
You can only hold on to the vets for so long,
and then you run out of gas. Like you think the Celtics might have held on too long, possibly. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's why
possibly
Danny was trying to get rid of some guys there.
Mm-hmm.
Inject some
Wade.
youth.
Or not Wade, Ray. Yep.
Yeah, trying to inject some youth into the team, but you can't do that if you're the Heat. You can't do it. They don't have the money to do that. You're the players.
That's right. Yep, that's right.
Only way they can do it is draft picks and maybe some other older guys, but they're not going there. So the only way they can do that is saying, okay, well, it's time to rebuild around LeBron. Gotta get rid of Wade. And the Lakers is another team that's holding on. I mean,
the last second, or not the
Kobe.
last second, but yeah, yep, they're holding on.
Yeah, I think next 2 years, Kobe won't be on the Lakers, or he's gonna be retired. Wade won't be on the Heat, and maybe Bosh too.
Yeah, the trade wins are coming, huh?
Yeah,
the trade wins are coming. That's
Father
interesting.
Time,
That's an
you can't
interesting
run away
thought.
from him.
No, you can't. And the Celtics kind of ran into it. Still very good, but they didn't get what what they wanted. They wanted that title. That's what they're there for. They're there to win the title, not lose in the conference championship round.
Yeah.
Almost got there, but did not. Yeah, I mean that's interesting thoughts. I mean, interestingly, as we're kind of gradually shifting, as you can kind of tell, shifting into the off-season stuff, free agency, and obviously we want to do the Wolves season wrap-up. Of course, later on we're going to talk about the team MVP, biggest disappointment, biggest surprise. We're going to get to those of you out there that were kind enough to post in the Timberwolves Explosion page about that. We'll read that off and comment, kind of conversate with you out there. By the way, those of you out there that could, call into the phone lines, 209-736-7877, 209-736-7877. It is a voicemail. Do treat it as such. Mention which show you're calling in for, which is, of course, Timberwolves Explosion. And there you go. Comment, shout out, question, opinion, whatever. Always welcome on the airwaves. We're pretty much that's pretty much the conclusion of the postseason and into the off season, free agency and all that good stuff. The Lakers, interestingly, talking about they're not looking to make significant moves according to the general manager, which is a little interesting to me. Not sure where to go with that. Really not sure where to go with that. It's kind of surprising when you consider where the Lakers are. But before we officially get into all that, we're going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back right after this. We are back here on Timberwolves Explosion, episode number 78, which is a reminder for all iPod users and other MP3 players, welcome aboard, number one. Welcome back to the show. And, it's time to talk NBA free agency, the NBA draft, or mock draft, or whatever the heck you want to call it. Minnesota, that's right, the Minnesota Timberwolves selecting 18th overall. And, as of right now, that's, they have the 58th pick as well. 58th, so it'll be a long wait. Yes, it'll be a long wait. We have the 18th pick, courtesy of the Utah Jazz. Thank you again. Thank you very much for having a nice little late season surge to sneak into the postseason, only to get swept by the Spurs. But, again, thank you for the draft pick. We needed something because, of course, the New Orleans Hornets, not only, I grabbed my throat. I was so scared thinking that when the New Orleans Hornets won the draft lottery that just somehow happened to be our pick. But no, thank God. That was the one that was already theirs. Thank God. The 10th pick will be part of that Marco Jaric deal. Sam Cassell and the 10th pick in the 2012 draft. Finally, now we know for sure what Marco Jaric. We not only did we sign to a 6-year deal, but we gave up the 10th overall pick in the 2012 draft and Sam Cassell. That's right, Sam Cassell. So that's the deal. So what should we do first, the draft or the free agency? What do you think?
Let's do the draft.
Let's do El Drafto. So yes, the Charlotte Bobcats. Yes, they're gonna. Yeah, they have this one guy. Who did they hire again? They instead of being able to get, boy, these ads are annoying. But instead of being able to get Jerry Sloan, they wound up with, I forget his name now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about what his name is,
hard
right?
for everybody to remember his name.
What the hell? A assistant coach in college assistant coach. How the mighty have fallen. Wow, Michael. 6 championships You know, the Kurt Rambis Timberwolves maybe were better than that franchise right now. Maybe. Or at least in the same category. Oh, and by the way, the Warriors are, that was the team that was interested in Brandon Roy. That's at the top of Real GM right now. Brandon Roy looking to make a comeback. I have no idea what to make of that. How long is that going to last? About a week?
Yeah.
You think?
And I would feel bad. I would, if I was the owner of a team, I wouldn't be able to pick him up in good conscience, just knowing that he's going to end up in a wheelchair.
Yeah, like any day, literally any day, it's going to be like, oh, I made a mistake. I'm going to go back to retirement. I feel bad. I mean, he was drafted he was drafted third overall. No, not third, sixth overall. How could I forget? Sixth overall in the 2006 draft by a certain team that plays about 3 miles from here, east of here, down Glenwood. Yeah, son of a gun. Speaking of the draft again, we return 18th pick. Do the Wolves keep it, or do we trade down for the 19 billionth time? That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, I think we're not keeping the pick.
It doesn't sound like it, does it? So it's not like going to be in previous years where it's like, so the Wolves, you got. I'm not going to take Wesley Johnson with the 4th overall pick. I would take Cousins. No, I remember back in the 2010 draft. Last year we talked about, we just kind of knew it was going to be Derek Williams because that was just the only option, it seemed like. If we liked it or not, that just seemed like where it was headed. Royce White is a guy that's constantly been brought up if the Wolves keep it. Right now, NBADraft.net is the Wolves taking Mo Harkless from St. John's, which is the same school that had the Bobcats coach, the new Bobcats coach, St. John's, yep. I remember when Harrison Barnes was supposed to go number 1 overall about a year ago or something. Now he's 4th to Cleveland to go be the new LeBron James. Yes. They'll be burning his jerseys when he heads to South Beach to replace Dwayne Wade or something. Yep. They'll be burning his jerseys in 5 years from now. What do you think? The Hornets hopefully won't be burning Anthony Davis's jersey. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think people learn from LeBron's mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, he got his championship. I mean, I guess that's good, but at the same time, yeah. Got to asterisk next to it, I guess. As much as I enjoyed watching the team and thought it was kind of cool that was the team he picked, I kind of thought it was cool just because it sounded like fun, but then, it's just the way things carried out. Yeah, look at us. We're back on Miami in the finals again. Well, we only talked about that for about an hour. But, that's my own fault. Mo Harkless. Yeah. He's going to be awesome. Yeah. He's going to be great, isn't he? Well, like the rating system gives him a 94 overall. Honestly, I don't know all that much about Mo Harkless. It's weird. Like this year, it's like I don't think either of us really studied much of the players in that area, did we?
No, I mean, probably, I don't think we're keeping the pick.
That's the reason. Yeah, we kind of get this sense like the pick is going to get packaged for a veteran or somebody who's better than.
Yeah, we either need a sure thing with our pick, like a Davis.
Yeah, Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, I mean, someone who we knows will come in and produce. We can't take any more chances. Mm-hmm. We don't need another Wesley Johnson.
Yeah, or Ellington.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, in hindsight, Wesley Johnson is right now no better than Ellington. And Ellington was taken 28th overall.
Yeah.
So it's like, Lottie freaking da.
Yeah, so I think we'll definitely package that with, just to get
just to
get a veteran. That's somebody who knows is a starter.
Mm-hmm. But it's like the question is, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Eric Gordon? I mean, will we get Eric Gordon, Kevin Martin? I mean, there's all these possibilities out there.
I'd rather have Gordon than Martin.
Oh yes. Point guard, we're fairly set. I wouldn't be surprised if JJ is traded. Who knows?
It will be. Especially with the, I wouldn't say, well, I would try to trade Hill for JJ for Hill to Lakers.
Oh, Jordan, yeah. Yeah, I mean, right now it sounds like Mr. Air Jordan Hill is likely, I mean, is actually he's the first name actually we've heard in the rumors and all that stuff, you know, the grapevine. He's the first name we've really heard coming to the Wolves. And in that case, it's constantly Michael Beasley. Some type of deal involving Michael Beasley, maybe a sign and trade type thing. Jordan Hill returning to coming our direction from the Lakers. It's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. I think he's, I mean, yeah, it certainly wouldn't kill me to see Jordan Hill here, yet at the same time another forward. A forward for a forward, so it's like, I guess. But at least one of them, maybe there's a rhyme and reason to his game, when the other one there really isn't. Like Beasley, at times, scores like, you know, almost at a Kevin Durant clip.
Yeah.
When he's on, he's on.
Yeah.
He's incredibly on, but when he's not on, he is worthless. When you say he is completely worthless if he's not on, and it seems like it's like, gosh, like 1 out of 5 games he's on.
Yeah, he basically was, hardening at the last game.
Yeah, James Hardening it. Yeah, he was. A lot of times it was like what James Harden was. Yeah, a lot of times it was like that. Extremely frustrating. As of right now, Eric Gordon, by the way, is a restricted free agent. He's in that qualifying offer range, as is O.J. Mayo. It's all over the place. Because, yeah, the number one need for the Timberwolves is what?
Yeah, we definitely need a shooting guard.
We definitely need a shooting guard. It's without a doubt. So it's like, that's almost the only list we're looking at right now. I mean, point guard, why would we even think about that? I mean, Luke's a shooting guard, though. No, he's a point guard. Obviously, Rubio is absolutely a point guard. How healthy is he going to be? Who knows? That's the crappy part. But it's you have all these guys. You got OJ and Eric Gordon. I'd be thrilled if we got one of those two, but we'll see where that goes. Jamal Crawford and Gerald Wallace have opted out. So those are the two dream guys we wanted for so long. So not only do they fill the need in terms of they're pretty damn good at the position they play, small forward and shooting guard. Shooting guard in Jamal's case. We know what Crash plays. Crash, I guess that's what they call him, right? Gerald Wallace, small forward. He would, like, say, Beasley and Wesley Johnson, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. He opted out of $9.5 million, so I got to think he's going to want a decent amount of money after, throwing that away. Jamal turned down 5.2 to stick with the Trailblazers. So Jamal, Crawford, and, as I mentioned, Gerald available. Who's it going to be?
If we, Jamal probably went. He might play for 5.
Yeah.
And we'll have to offer Wallace 10.
Yeah, we'd have to offer Wallace 10, wouldn't we? It would be something around that range. Some people are scared that he might be, banged up to a point that eventually it's going to be like he doesn't have much time left. It's hard to say what's going to happen with Gerald Wallace, though. Of course, he would be the perfect addition to this team.
Yeah,
perfect, wouldn't he? Josh Howard's a free agent.
Josh Smith in a trade.
Josh Smith is still he's still out there. He's a name that's been brought up like a lot for years now.
Yeah, he said he's not happy there.
Yeah, I can't imagine why he would be happy.
And you think that right now, by now the Hawks would blow that team up.
Because they're not going anywhere. It's like Shaq a few weeks ago made a comment about how this is a slightly different thing, but it's at the same time it's very similar. If it doesn't work in 6 years, blow it up. Yeah. Like, fire the coach at minimum. You kind of have to within a 6-year period. Lewis Williams is a guy the Forcaster is pointing at as an idea. I mean, he's obviously got a lot of talent. I remember he hurt his wrist or something not too long, like a year ago or something, or 2 years ago. He's got a lot of early termination option. That's something I don't remember seeing those very often, but there it is. Oh, I guess it's player option, I would think. Or no, it's a team option. Confusing. Probably team option. I like Lewis Williams. He probably wouldn't be one of my top choices, but he's all right. Nick Young is a guy who can shoot from the outside as well. He's a Clipper, or was a Clipper. He's a free agent. Got Deshaun. Yes, Deshaun Stevenson. You get all these names. I mean, by all accounts, the Wolves are going to bring in somebody somehow, some way.
Yeah.
But as of right now, it's hard to say really who and what. Eric Gordon would be like the dream scenario.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. Or even O.J. Mayo, just to a slightly lesser extent, would be a dream scenario, right?
Yeah.
Never went to the Pacers. Like I thought he was going to get traded to Indiana like the longest time ago. Didn't happen. Would you take Nick Young? He wouldn't be bad, would he?
Not for too much.
Not for too much. Yeah, I think last year he made like $3 million last year. I do believe. There he is, $3.7 million. He's unrestricted. Landry Fields. There you go. No, he's too cheap. He's actually not bad, but yeah, he's not. He's probably going to get re-signed by the Knicks, I would think.
Gerald Green,
dude.
There it is.
What's funny is he did really well in Brooklyn last year, didn't he?
Yeah,
Did you see that?
McGrady.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm shuddering right now. Tracy McGrady. Yikes. Remember how good he was? Look at these two names back to back on top of each other. My goodness. Tracy McGrady and Jerry Stackhouse. You'd think it's 1998 right now. Wouldn't you? What's going on here? And yeah, it's sad. 98 to me isn't that long ago, but to most people, it's a long time ago. Sasha Pavlovich. Anthony Parker. I mean, there's so many names out there that shooting guard. Oh, there's shooting guards available, but a lot of them are guys that you wouldn't want to touch with a 39.5-foot pole. Shannon Brown. No, I mean, to me, no, I don't. To me, I mean, I'd be interested in the Nick Young, Eric Gordon, O.J. Mayo type of group. Guys like that. Obviously, Jamal Crawford, I'd be all over it. It seemed like a lot of Wolves fans were bored with the idea. To me, I don't know why. Why were they bored with it? Isn't that strange? Apparently, Lewis Williams is getting interest all over the league after him, according to Real GM anyway. So another free agent whore, like Jamal Crawford was last trade deadline, and of course free agent. So he's like, oh, like 8, like he's talking to 12 different teams, you know, and it's like, and like 12 different teams are calling about Jamal Crawford, so he doesn't even get traded. He doesn't even get traded when like everybody else got traded. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like the whole team got traded, and the coach got fired, and this guy got cut, and it's like, but they kept Jamal Crawford. What?
It's the truth.
That didn't make any sense. I mean, and he didn't want to be there. I don't think they wanted him. It wasn't a marriage at all. It wasn't a marriage. J.R. Smith has a player option at 2.6. That's pretty low. But then again, he's not that great either.
Yeah, he wants the money. Yeah, he's not that great.
He's not that great.
He's like another Beasley.
He is. He's out of control, isn't he?
Yeah.
Lots of talent, but crazy. Michael Petrus, by all accounts, absolutely wants to stay in Boston. Yeah. And I don't blame him. I would. Shoot. Yeah, I think it's the Crawford, Young, Mayo, Gordon, guys like that. Ray Allen, to me, it's no.
I think we're throwing all of our money at Gordon.
He's got to be one of them. He has to. He'd be a perfect fit with... he would be a perfect fit with Rick Adelman.
Yeah.
I believe. Crawford obviously would as well. Mayo in the... Yeah. I mean, I would take him, but I mean, then again... Probably not as good a fit as like Gordon or Crawford, honestly. I don't think, you know. Mayo's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he's another one.
Isn't he? He's all over the place. He's not as mental as Beasley or Smith, you know, J.R. Smith, that is. He's not as mental as them, but he still is mental.
Another player, Batum.
Oh, yeah. That's another interesting one. He's a restricted free agent at this point, so it'd probably be a trade if we got him. I would think, unless we offer like a $250 type of thing, and the Blazers are like, forget that, you know. I don't think I wouldn't throw the world at Batum. He seems like another one of those guys, like, oh, he's so amazingly talented, and then like 3 years later, it's like, well, he's a little better, you know. There've been a lot of guys in the league like that.
We have now on the team.
Oh yeah, he is. I mean, and he is talented, but it's just, to me, he doesn't have that superstar. To me, he doesn't show. I don't see like star quality in him. I see very good player in him, and that's kind of where it ends for me. I'd take him if that's the best option, I guess, but at the same time, it wouldn't have me like, you know, jumping for joy. I think we both want Tolliver back. He's unrestricted.
Yeah.
You want Tolliver? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely bring him back. Please bring him back.
What do you think about Barnes?
Same Barnes that played in L.A.?
Yeah.
Matt Barnes. Kind of a yes and no, you know?
Yeah, he'll be coming off the bench.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely not a starter. He's not. He's a perimeter defense. The Wolves don't have good perimeter defense at all. I think, he's good for an occasional three, too, right?
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. He's like, he's like, what's his name? The guy you always say looks like the devil. Raja Bell.
Yeah.
He looks like the devil because of his smile. Oh, scary. Man, Eduardo Nahara. I can't believe I still see that name in the NBA. Wow. Seems like 100 years ago. Chris Humphries. Yeah, no, that ain't going to happen.
Here we go. Big ticket.
Yes. Kevin Garnett. Where will Kevin Garnett go? Will he stay in Boston?
Or will you retire?
There's a lot of possibilities there. The whole idea about him going to the Spurs, there's no way. Why in the world would he go to the Spurs? Why? I mean, you're going to go join the guy you absolutely hated for years, who plays the same position as you, on a team that you hate, a team that you hated for years. Like, why would that happen? You know, it's funny how they have the exact same contract. Elton Brand, 18.2 early termination option. I'm guessing that must mean the team. Yeah, the team. The team would terminate it. I don't know why they don't just call it team option.
Yeah,
they're just trying to confuse us, I think. Yeah, because why would they call it early termination if the player was doing it? They just call it player option, which we can see. Yeah, do you think the Sixers are going to terminate Elton Brand?
Oh yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Especially if Lou leaves.
Termination. Yeah, $18.2 million for damaged goods. Yeah, I think they obviously that's one of the easiest choices ever. So do the Wolves amnesty Darko?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he's the only player on the roster really that's quote unquote eligible for it. According to the league rules. So, and the guy can't play physically, and he can't play anyway. Skill wise, he sucks.
Yeah,
and he's
especially
physically
with the
out
flopping.
of it. Yeah. And health wise, he sucks. He can't even stay healthy. Jordan Hill is an unrestricted free agent. So, it must be signing trades with Beasley and Hill if they're going to do that with the LA Lakers. Or they could just, let him go and he can sign somewhere. Yeah. I don't get it. Yeah, Beasley got paid $6.3 million last year. They will not extend a qualifying offer for $8.2 million, will they? There's just no way. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would actually offer Hibbert a lot of money. If you can't get Gordon, to me it would be Kenny Gordon try to get Hibbert. Because right now, even though I love the way Pekovic is playing, him next to Love is kind of a bad combination because defense is just...
There's no defense at all. Yeah. And he's... Offensively, he's fantastic. He knocks people around. He's really muscular. Defensively, he's undersized.
Yeah. We'll have Hibbert and Love together, and then like a Randolph and Peck.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna have defense of one, If we're gonna have Pekovic out there, you need a defensive-minded power forward out there to make up for it. Like you need Ibaka out there.
Yep, that's the exact name I was thinking. Yeah, you need an Ibaka type, and you got JaVale. No, JaVale's
Yeah,
out there
Love
too.
out there. You gotta have a JaVale or a Hibbert.
You have to have somebody that could put a hand on the ball.
Yeah.
Or that really sounded bad. Put a hand in somebody's face, not the other thing. Okay.
I don't know what's going to happen with Brook Lopez.
I think the Nets keep. I think they have to.
So?
Yeah, I think they have to, unless they can get Hibbert. But I'm guessing the Pacers are going to do everything they can to keep Roy Hibbert. But hey, if the Wolves got him, I would be very excited. I'd give him a lot. I mean, I'd almost consider throwing 10 at him.
10?
Yeah, that might be kind of crazy, but yeah.
I would like to give
too much.
7.
That's too much. 10 is, yeah.
Just because we'll only have, off the top of my head, I'm guessing around 15, 16.
Available, yeah.
Yeah, so we kind of split that up, try to get 2 big names if possible.
It'd be nice if it's doable, if we're able to get it in there, you know. Man, Eddie Curry, Tony Battine, Greg Oden, and Magliar. Wow. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, because we will have, Peck at center, and then who's the backup? Just Tolliver or Randolph?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely think we need another center.
We need somebody.
Decent backup center.
We need we absolutely need somebody. I mean, Pekovic, I got frustrated with his ankle problems. Dang it.
Yeah.
I got really frustrated with that. It seemed like he just wasn't even close to the same guy where it's like, sore ankles. He'd either be sitting out or not, just not as good as he was for that stretch. Because during that one stretch, it's like, man, he was putting up numbers that you couldn't believe. Like 25-point games.
Yeah, because he got injured quite a bit.
He did, and it was almost always ankles. He had bone spurs removed from his ankle, so hopefully that helps solve the issue. I really hope it does. That would be awesome if if he can consistently be healthy again. That would be a huge upgrade for the Wolves, I think. Really, overall, though, I mean, it's like the whole 2 and 5, I guess, for the Wolves. We're trying to upgrade. I mean, at minimum, we need a decent backup center. The Wolves have one guy who can really, truly play center, and he's sort of undersized, unfortunately. That, of course, being the often mentioned Nikola Pekovic, who... Yeah.
And I do like what he did with Bynum. He pretty much slowed Bynum down when we played against the Lakers.
Mm-hmm. He did very well against Bynum, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then against Sacramento, was it one of those games against Sacramento? Was it Cousins? He destroyed Cousins.
Yeah.
That was cool.
But again, it's the difference between slowing another center down, but then instilling fear like Ibaka does to where guys on the other team won't penetrate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're not going to his rim.
Instilling fear defensively, yeah. The Wolves need shot blocking, and they don't have it.
Yeah. And
unfortunately, Kevin Garnett's not going to be that guy.
Which is why we
Yep.
like Wallace, but again, this isn't Wallace of I got to say like 5 years ago.
Yeah, because it's the decline's coming.
Yeah.
He just might regret turning down that 9.5. We'll see, though.
Yeah, I actually don't. Yeah, he's not the shot blocker like he used to be.
Yeah, not that long ago. Yeah.
Now there's Josh Smith.
Mm-hmm. Josh Smith is available.
No, yeah.
Let's go get him.
Yeah, he said he doesn't want to be there.
Or not the. He's available via trade. Yeah, excuse me. I'm acting like he's a
Should
free
be
agent.
the whole team, especially Johnson. But yeah, that contract.
Oh God. Yeah, you cannot. Yeah, he's untradeable.
Yeah, he's staying there.
I still cannot believe that Joe Johnson got $122 million. I'm just beyond shocked. I mean, this is a 20 to 21 points a game, one-dimensional guy.
Yeah.
As the angry video game nerd would say, what were they thinking? I know you're the Atlanta Hawks, and, Dominique Wilkins isn't there anymore. And if he does walk through the door, he'll be old and gray, just like Rick Pitino once said about the Celtics. the legendary 80s Celtics. He said they're not walking through that door, and if they do, they'll be old and gray. But Joe Johnson's never been a franchise player, never will be. $122 million. You don't give that to Joe Johnson. You give it to Shaq when he's 26. You know what I mean? That just didn't make sense. Did not make any sense. Never will. Wow. Josh Smith, yeah, he did get a pretty big contract, didn't he? Josh Smith, I believe he has a pretty big one. Yeah, I mean, I want to know why I'm looking at him in the free agent list. He's not there. I'm out of my mind thinking that. You got Mo Evans. I mean, some of these guys, you look at them and it's funny. I mean, Michael Redd played last year. Really? Michael Redd actually played last year.
Maybe.
For the first time in like 4 years. I'm Michael Redd. That's like, I remember hearing that name about 8 years ago.
See what he can do.
That's like buying a, you know what that's like doing? That's like buying a 1991 Ford Escort with like 280,000 miles on it. That's basically what you're doing, and you buy Michael Redd. You know what I mean? A very rusty 1991 Ford Escort, yeah. It's like, you know, you bring it in the driveway. Does it start? Second, will it make it one day? That's kind of what Michael Redd is like, the poor guy. Way too many injuries. I mean, free agency, I think we pretty much covered the players that we really would even consider. Just looking at some of these names is making me sleepy. I hate to say it. You know, and I don't even mean to say it's boring. It's more like, you know, it's sleepy because there's so many names, and most of them aren't going to get anywhere. So I just closed the tab there. I couldn't look anymore at it. Very painful to watch. So with that, we'll mercifully move on from free agency into, well, the Timberwolves season wrap-up. If you're ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. We got the MVP, biggest disappointment, biggest improvement. First and foremost, so yeah, we'll read your guys' posts first, and then we'll do our comments later on. Oh boy, this guy's trying to get me in trouble. But we'll just say Sheehan, if it's okay. I don't want to hurt butcher your last name. He says the Timberwolves' most valuable player, Love, obviously. Biggest disappointment, you could say Wes Johnson. Yes, I mean there's a lot of disappointments.
Yeah.
He says Wes Johnson being this bad or Derek Williams being this inconsistent. Biggest surprise, Rubio being this good, this fast. So, yeah, that's kind of a cool thought there. Good stuff. Move on to Jules Postorino. Very, very cool to hear from him always. I believe he joined back in December-ish from Australia. So very cool to meet Jules a few months ago. He's got a lot of good stuff to say. He's like a 20-year vet like us watching the Wolves. Like Nigel Southern as well. We're going to hear from him. And so Jules says, okay, my MVP is a no-brainer. K-Love. Rubio a close second. Biggest surprise would have to be Nikola Pekovic, a.k.a. General Zod's sidekick. That was cool. With an honorable mention to Luke Ridnour for a solid improvement. That's kind of cool. Yeah. That's kind of good stuff. And unfortunately, my biggest disappointment is Michael Beasley, a.k.a. Munchies. I love that. Yep, a.k.a. Munchies. We know what he's capable of, yet too often he gives us squat. Dishonorable mention goes very high to draft flop. I can't talk. Draft flop. Wes Johnson, who surely must be traded now. No.
I want to give Johnson one more year.
We might have to.
That's it. Just one, because his value right now is so low that we wouldn't be able to get anyone.
Yeah, that's exactly my thought process. It's like selling a stock that you bought at 30 and you're selling it at like 8.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would hurt.
I don't even know. I don't even like him anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
This is just the hopes of his stock will rise. That's all this is about. This, as far as keeping him around.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll trade. Maybe we could trade him in the February deadline if he shows a little sign. But then again, you get other fans that say, "Why would you trade him? He's doing good." But
yeah, if he was 50th pick
Fool me
then I
once,
would
right?
say just get rid of him. But we got to get something for this dude. Something.
We have to maximize his value if that's humanly possible. If we trade him now, it's kind of like trading in your car. Like say,
You just got it.
yeah, you just got let's say a $5,000 car, and you want to get some. Oh, now I want something a little newer, so you do a trade in, and you get $500 for it. It's like, ouch.
Yeah.
Why did I do that?
Yeah.
So it's one of those deals. Like say, you didn't like the car as much as you thought. And that's basically what it would be like. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That's basically right. Lucas Quayle, had some really good ones last year. So Jules and Sheehan, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard to the whole thing. Yeah, it's very cool to hear from you guys on this. This is their first year posting the MVP and all that. So very cool. This Wolf season wrap-up deal. Lucas Quayle had some good stuff last year and the year before. He's got a lot to say. And it's very cool. Very welcome aboard. His MVP is Kevin Love. I know this is probably like my 4th year in a row picking Love as MVP. Technically 3rd, I believe, Lucas. But yeah, 3rd at least on this show. Yep. He says, but he was absolutely a statistical monster this past year and continues to improve, which is unbelievable. And he the way he improved last year, it was like, whoa.
Oh yeah, with the weight loss. It showed how he is committed to getting better.
And getting better and getting better and getting better. It's beautiful to see. Because the year before, we figured, oh my God, look how much he improved from his second year. Like, we couldn't believe how much he improved. And then the 3rd year, it was like, what? Or no, 4th year now, right? Yeah, last year was his 4th year. And we were like, oh my God, he's that good? Just imagine if the guy could play defense. How good he'd be.
That's the thing. Yeah,
I know that sounds mean, but
and he actually he was a little better. He was actually going for
he was
blocking shots in the beginning, but then that kind of
went
away.
Yeah, his defense was better though. It was.
And how many guys can be so good? There's not many guys out there. Maybe I wouldn't even say Dirk. Who can pick and choose what type of guy they want to be.
Yeah,
don't want to be a 3-point shooter or a down low guy,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, and that's kind of what he is. He can kind of pick and choose, can't he?
Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to be mean and sarcastic when I said, imagine if he could play defense. I mean that in sincerity. If he was a good defender, he'd be a top 3 player in basketball. I didn't say that out loud, did I? He would be a top 3 guy, like first team All NBA. That's how good he is, ladies and gentlemen. Offensively, he is All NBA first team.
Yeah.
Yep. With Durant, Kobe, and LeBruminati. Yeah. That guy. And it's not because I support that group. It's just maybe he does. But yeah, you guys can YouTube that if you're curious. I'll just leave it at that. Where was I in that? He says, I truly believe that without him, being Kevin Love, the team would have struggled to win half of the games they did. And yeah, look what happened when he got hurt. The fact that Love began to get mentioned in the league MVP discussion, this albeit as a 4th or 5th candidate, places him easily as the MVP of the team. This wasn't completely a no-brainer for me, however, after watching how the Wolves basically dropped out of relevancy immediately after Rubio injured his knee, maybe give him strong team MVP consideration as well. The second half of March and all of April showed how Rubio's presence on the court is directly correlated to the Wolves being at all competitive and made Wolves fans appreciate just how important, competent point guard play really is. That's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Because look what happened to the Wolves when Ricky Rubio was out.
Oh, that was...
I mean, like, they weren't completely dead, but it's like they're not making the playoffs, are they? That's kind of...
I don't know if it was just the morale, but it was just sad after that. It was just... It just brought us back to, how we used to be. Just like the games were just bad to watch. It was hard to watch.
I mean, there were some good ones, like the Oklahoma game. That was one of them.
Yeah.
I would say it took us from like what looked like would be the equivalent of a 45-win team to a 30-win team. And then when Love went out, that was absolutely what the Wolves... That was absolutely what the Wolves, love and Rubio out. That was that was Kurt Rambis, your 2.0. It's like, oh, this sucks.
It was kind of weird when
Derek
Rubio
Williams.
was out
Yeah.
and we weren't winning.
Mm-hmm.
Did that kind of I'm not sure if I should say this kind of did that kind of expose Adelman?
Oh, that hurts. Maybe. I hope not, but maybe. I mean, granted, the point guard play just was terrible, pretty much. Well, not terrible, but not good.
I'm not saying that Kurt is any type of coach. I'm just
No.
saying,
No.
don't you think Adelman could have at least, could be too far?
It was a pretty big drop-off.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some really good games, but overall it wasn't the same team, no.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Don't you think he could have worked with what he had better than that? Because
Rubio was, or not Rubio, what's his name? Ridnour was all right.
Yeah, and you had fighting on the bench with Love.
JJ.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't know.
That was
That's
painful.
why I think we need, just like Adam said, you can't do it alone.
Mm-mm.
And I think you need some veterans out there, to get that under control. Because JJ isn't that's just inexcusable for him to start something like that.
Yeah.
Love
What
sitting
kind of
down.
leader is that? What kind of leader is that?
Yeah, Love is sitting down. What can you do? You can say something, but say something back. So need for you to lunge at him.
Picking fights with your best player, that's
Yeah,
not going to work.
Who's sitting?
Yeah.
Love didn't get into his face, so
You said something that JJ didn't like, but still, come on. He said, "You're stop shooting so much. You're not Carmelo Anthony here." It was something like that. That's basically what they're saying.
That doesn't justify it.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Wait until you get back to the locker room before you do that stuff.
Well, and Love was probably just getting annoyed. Like, come on, man, stop.
Yeah, I mean,
Overdoing
I
it.
saw the game. And he was acting like that.
Yeah, he thinks he's Kevin Durant. I mean, Durant doesn't shoot that much. Come on, obviously, as we learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, Thunder fans learning even harder. He was Westbrooking it. Yes, Brea. But yeah, so on to the biggest disappointment from Lucas. He says Wes Johnson. He took a huge step backward this season. Didn't he ever though? Huh? It's amazing to look back at the beginning of the season and see just how far the expectations for Wes's performance have dropped. After watching him improve last season and seeing the team fire Rambis, I hope that in a new system, Adelman might be able to turn him into a 15-point, 10-rebound guy. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable when you consider how much he dropped off. Yeah, I mean, he was averaging 6 or 8 points, a couple of rebounds. It's just ridiculous. Yep, that's what as Lucas continues. The reason he picked West over other guys like Beasley and Darko is the team invested a lot more in him than those two.
Yeah, our expectation for Wesley, I thought he was going to come out being Ray Allen this
He looked like he might be like a young, maybe not as good, like a poor man's Ray Allen.
Yeah,
and
not even
close. Yep, he says we got Beasley for a second round and Darko for Ryan Cardinal.
Seeing poor man's Ray Allen is generous.
Yeah. Just think about the investment. Yeah, that's the thing. That's another reason why it's getting rid of him. Yeah.
This
It might be.
him around is hoping somebody sees him and thinks they can make something out of him.
Mm-hmm. That's what we have to hope if we're going to trade him. We have to hope that the buyer overpays, and that's hard to do. That's going to be tough. He says, well, it might not be fair to judge West entirely and where he was drafted, which a team expected to get much more production out of that 4th overall pick than West gave. Biggest surprise, Nikola Pekovic, a foul machine turned MIP candidate. Yeah, and that's exactly what he was, a foul machine. Yeah. Too many offensive fouls.
Wait, let me go back to
before
what we said about West.
Yeah.
It's not so much where he was drafted.
Mm-hmm.
It's going backwards the way he did.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's the way he went back and didn't perform.
It was sickening.
It got worse. It's even if he was picked, later with his ability,
20th pick.
With his ability and what he did the year before.
Yeah,
kind of okay. Well, he can only get better at this point, and he's training with Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's got to rub off on him.
You would hope.
Yeah, and then he just does, way worse.
It was the sophomore slump of legends.
Yeah.
Legends are made of that sophomore slump, wasn't it? He was a squashmore, big time. He wasn't a sophomore, he was a squashmore. Freshman leap to crap as a sophomore. I don't know. I mean, you hope that guy right now, even though it's really late, like burning midnight oil or post-midnight oil in our case, you hope he's at the gym shooting right now and watching video on Scottie Pippen. But I doubt it.
Yeah, I do remember he kept saying that. I love watching Scottie. It had me even thinking, he might be the next Scottie. He's, built like him,
Like a less version, but you know what? If you like Scottie so much, Wes, let's go.
Yeah.
Get to work. You have to get to work because in 2 or 3 years more of this, you're going to be out of the league, buddy.
Oh yeah, he's going to be sitting right next to Flynn.
He's going to be Flynn Flynn has been. What was it? What did they call it? They did not exercise the option, so he is a UFA right now already. That could be it for Johnny. That really could be. They didn't exercise it. The tender thing you do by year number 4. Yep.
You think that Wes would have gotten angry? I remember when Corey was here.
Yep.
He was the same way, grinned all the time.
Oh, I hated that. Yep.
Then eventually he just got angry.
Mm-hmm.
He just got frustrated, and that grin went away.
And then he got better.
Yeah.
Of course, and then he took another step back again, and the Wolves didn't exercise his deal. Next thing you know, traded and all that. But then he resurfaces with Denver and looked pretty good.
And
starting.
The sad thing right now is we can't even trade Wesley
for Weber Brewer, right?
Yeah,
we probably
can't
can't
even do it.
We couldn't, could we?
They'll probably look at it and say, you got to throw something else in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, are you kidding me? Didn't we just get rid of it?
For nothing? Yeah, I mean, why does this keep happening? Why does it keep turning out where the guy we got rid of we couldn't even trade back for?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? And because the other guy we thought was way better ended up being much, much worse.
Yeah.
Remember the whole, Brian Cardinal for Corey
Stolen. They both got
Ellington, yep. Yeah.
I can just imagine what Corey did after he won at Dallas.
Yeah.
First one he called up was Love.
Hey, there you go. I got my trophy.
Did you see me? Did you see that?
Do you like my smile? No, I'm kidding. Okay, I'm sorry. That's unbelievable. So, we continue with Pekovic. The Pekovic quote from Lucas Quayle. He says, "Who could have guessed that Pekovic from last season would end up being a 2010 guy? He stepped up at a great time and helped to take a lot of pressure off of Love to score and rebound." And that was the case, except when the stupid ankle stuff reared its ugly head. But other than that, very good stuff. Quick side note: Lucas Quayle says, "Can the Who Would You Rather Have Griffin or Love discussions on ESPN and elsewhere please end?" He says he doesn't understand why it's a discussion. It would be scary if Love ever played with Paul. Blake Griffin is a very good player, but if you would pick him to be your team's starting power forward over Love, I just don't think you've watched that many Wolves games. This probably wasn't related, but just noticed the past season and found it annoying. Yeah, I mean, Griffin's certainly not nearly as complete as Kevin Love. Yeah. He has sometimes he has an okay mid-range shot, but overall he's not much of a shooter.
Yeah.
He's more of a highlight guy. That's really what he is.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like you watch Griffin, he's dominant in the paint at times, but not because of his post moves, more or less because of his explosiveness. I don't know. To me, does Blake Griffin seem like a franchise player to you?
No. I don't think
he's a complimentary.
That many years left with the way he's playing.
Yeah, he could hurt his knees again. Remember, he hurt his knee right away when he was in the preseason of his rookie year.
Yeah.
He's ferocious. That's good, but he's too ferocious. And seems like lately players that are ferocious tend to wind up getting hurt. The Twins pitcher Francisco Liriano years ago had a very ferocious delivery. Dominant pitcher at the time. Then had tore tendons in his elbow, and he'll never be the same, by all accounts. Yeah.
And his mid-air flops aren't going to help him.
No, they're not, are they?
No.
He could really get hurt doing stuff like that, too, by the way.
I think he will. He's playing the way he's playing.
Yeah, something needs to change, otherwise he could be in big trouble. Yeah, I mean, I think he's a complimentary player, not a franchise player, by the way, Griffin. And some people would tell you Love is, too, but I think Love's a franchise player. You don't see Griffin hitting clutch three-pointers against OKC, do you? On the road. And clutch three-pointers in Griffin, against Griffin's team. On the road, by the way. Yep, Love. Who we swept 4-0. That's right. The brooms were out. That was beautiful, wasn't it? Flop City got beat by the Wolves. Nigel Southern, that's right, Nigel Southern back in the mix, and we missed him a lot, and I say that with sincerity. Welcome back, Nigel. Very cool. It's been a while, by the way. He says his MVP is Rubio. Yes, Love is the best player on the team, and one of the best in the league, but Rubio is the glue that gets the team to victory.
That's true.
That's a good statement. Rubio with Love and one other piece. And we have a really competitive squad. Just need to get that one piece. Anyone know a good shooting guard anywhere that we certainly don't have right now? Most disappointing, Wes. Who else? Honorable mention, to be uneasy. Send them both out for something. Anything, really. Biggest surprise, the Peck. A real threat in the key. Should be even better next year. And yeah, if he's healthy, definitely. The real question for everyone is what to do with D. Will. Is he really the backup to Love? That pick needed to get us a starter. D does not feel like a starter yet. Hopefully next season he can find his groove. Yeah, I mean, a number 2 overall pick, not even a starter. That would be pretty bad.
Plus, in order for him to be a starter, you have to be a small forward.
Yep. And there were stretches he showed that quickness and ball handling that he could play it. Like teams against the Clippers, he was dominant against the Clippers and against Portland and a few other games when he went in that hot stretch somewhere in the mid-season, I think it was. He looked like he could be an explosive small forward type. Didn't he?
Yeah, and the one game was when he and Beasley had a good game.
That was the Clippers, yep.
See, that's just blew up. So you just get the feeling like if we give Beasley to the Lakers or even Williams,
D. Will, yep.
They're going to be superstars.
Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that suck?
Just because we're the Wolves.
Yeah.
They're going to be superstars.
Like, you couldn't trade Love for him. Maybe in like a year we'll say that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that? Oh my God, I didn't say that, did I? Oh man, cardinal sin.
Because I think you need a real like a West. That's our type of personality, like Kobe, who can tell Beasley to get in line, stop fooling around,
grow up.
Yeah,
like he did with Lamar Odom.
Yeah, this whole inconsistency business doesn't work here in LA. Something like that. We don't have that here.
Yeah, well, we don't have that type of system, do we? We don't have that mean like franchise player.
Yeah,
like Love could become that, but he's not there yet. Maybe he doesn't.
I don't think when we got beat that game where Love, we're going back and forth the overtime shot against Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Love just walked off the court. So I don't see Love. He probably can't be like the whiny type. I mean, I've seen so many times where if he doesn't get a call that he thinks he should have gotten, he's back there yelling at the ref. Mm-hmm. Complaining to the ref. He's not going back on defense, which is probably no point anyway, but he's not. I think he's like a whiner. That's why a lot of people probably think, oh, he's leaving.
Oh, I hope not. Yeah.
It just seems like he thinks he's supposed to be the starter. It's supposed to be his team, but the way he acts, it was really disappointing in that loss. I know he's probably upset that we lost.
Yeah, I would be. No.
But at least say something. Stay on the court. Just don't walk off like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Kevin Garnett did the same thing with Miami, and Rondo did it too.
Yeah,
and
was gone before
Garnett even. Over. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they all kind of did like a Randy Moss where they're like, I'm out of here. Rondo was the worst in that case. But, yeah, I mean, love the way he just kind of walked away. That didn't look good, no.
Yeah, and all the times where he gets fouled. Okay, we know you got fouled.
Yeah, he wants to throw his arms up and whine.
Yeah, usually refs will say, okay, well, we'll give you a little something next time. You know?
Yeah. It's like sometimes it's not really productive.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, you can't be in a situation where you never complain either. Kind of like Durant's kind of in that trap right now a little bit, where he never complains.
Yeah.
That's not always helpful either.
Yeah, I mean, Love gets his calls now. So I don't know why he gets so upset like that. But
doesn't help.
Yeah.
Nope.
And again, it comes back to hopefully we'll address that issue by getting a vet in here.
That's the biggest key coming in. I mean, that's something we can. That's pretty much the, like a closing thought right there. But first, before we can close, we got to have our official MVP. Biggest disappointment and most improved. So where do you stand? Do you want to go first with MVP or should I?
I agree. I pretty much agree with everybody. I mean,
yeah, the Love Rubio thing.
Rubio. Yeah, Nigel has a good point with Rubio.
Oh yeah, he's a glue. So who are you gonna officially pick?
I gotta say Love.
Yeah.
That's who Love.
Yeah, it's like and they kind of took the words out of our mouth because they have different opinions yet similar, and it's like they said what needed to be said. Like the Nigel, Lucas, Jules, and Sheehan, very cool guys. I mean that was some good stuff, guys. All of you did a really really good job in your posts. Spencer Ellerbrush, we missed you. We missed you, Spencer. You forgot to post. Oh, I kept trying to remind him to post on here.
Yeah, it's interesting.
He was some good stuff last year.
With the Love Rubio thing, because can you say if Love got injured and Rubio was still healthy, could Rubio make Randolph
you do
that
wonder.
much better?
Yeah.
To continue winning games?
You do wonder, because we didn't get to find that out, did we?
No.
Now I'm curious. No, don't get hurt, Kevin. Maybe throw a basketball at somebody and get suspended for 2 games or something, and then we'll find out. Yeah.
Stop a face.
Yeah. Yep. Oh boy.
That's too soon.
That's a big one.
Too soon.
No, it's okay. That was a while ago. Maybe Scola deserved it. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I didn't say that. That was funny.
I just want to see because Randolph did pretty well when Love wasn't there. But will he even be here?
But then Randolph is the other guy where he's one of those classic players, though. When the pressure's off, he does well, and the pressure's on, he's in, you can rhyme the words, AC double, hockey sticks. Yeah, he doesn't do well when the pressure's on, it seems like.
Yeah. Or
Wolves have had a lot of guys like that, like Kevin Garnett. Oh, wait. No.
Yeah.
When things are going well, he's doing great. Things aren't going well, he's just, it's not working out as good.
Or even D. Will. He got time at power forward. But it's kind of like you don't want him to be used to power forward because he should be a starter. Yeah,
because power forward with the Timberwolves is it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's just not going to happen for Derek Williams. It's just not. So for me, MVP Kevin Love. He's the most clutch player I've ever seen wear a Wolves jersey other than maybe Sam Cassell. So, I have to go with Kevin Love. So anybody saying Ricky Rubio, you're not going to get me gumming up and saying, how could you say that? I'm going to say, you have a hell of a point because point guard play with, it's unbelievable how much better this team was when Ricky Rubio was on the floor. I mean, it is unbelievable. And to me, that has MVP written all over it as well. I'm just going to have to give it to Love in the end, though, just because Captain Clutch is Kevin Love right now. He is a hell of a clutch player. So now on to biggest disappointment. That's what's next. Yeah, for me, it's definitely Wesley Johnson. We were coming into this next year extremely optimistic, ready to rock and roll with this guy, Wesley Johnson. He was going to be the third option, the third star with the Love Rubio thing. It's like, Wes Johnson, here we go. Can't wait to see, they're going to start him at small forward. Even better. He just might add some His defense might be better than that shooting guard. He's going to block some shots. He's going to get some rebounds, and he's going to average 15 plus a game. Here it goes. And the guy had several scoreless games. Scoreless games. You don't play 30 minutes and have scoreless games, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to be taken seriously in this league. Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? So who's your biggest disappointment? Is it Kevin Love? No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
It's Anthony Tolliver.
Is it?
No, it's Wesley.
Yeah, this was an easy year for picks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was very easy. The only hard one's MVP only because of Rubio.
Really.
Oh, what's that?
It's sad, really.
Yeah, it is sad. I mean, the good news is at least there isn't like 19 disappointments in the bag like last year.
Yeah.
Remember that bit I did when I was like, I'm picking up this heavy bag with like 13 disappointments in it?
Yeah, we just don't want our last pick to be the obvious.
Obvious screw up or disappointment. Disappointment.
Yeah, we don't want Wesley to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's not good.
It's not.
Not good. Biggest surprise.
Wait, actually.
Yep. Good.
Actually, Darko.
You could throw that in there. Yeah.
He went from nothing. He just completely. At least Wes was playing. He was on the court.
Yeah, that is kind of funny when you think about it.
Yeah, Darko just didn't, even attempt.
He didn't even attempt to be an NBA player last year, did he?
Yeah, so actually, I'm saying Darko.
Interesting.
Well, the bar was
depending on
really high.
That's the questions. Yeah, with Wes.
Yeah, it was really high. Darko was kind of like, all right, well,
he's center only because that's the only option.
Yeah,
and we thought, that's why. If you're ready, that's why the biggest surprise is such a big surprise because we thought he sucked. Remember?
Yeah.
Last year when I listened to the season preview, it was like, Pekovic, that guy sucks.
Yeah. Then Darko was kind of like, okay, well, at least he's good defensively. He showed a little bit of some footwork and stuff.
Yeah, it looked like he
can score.
Mm-hmm, shot blocker, maybe score a little bit, but
yeah. Then he was injured.
Oh.
He showed. Yeah, he was. Well, at one point he was the best shot blocker.
Oh yeah,
then
definitely.
He got injured.
He could pass too.
Yeah, but you think? Yeah, I was thinking so much of Wesley. I'm thinking, okay, this guy's gonna be really good. Then Darko just completely
vanished.
Yeah, completely. Wes was just bad on the court.
Mm-hmm. Like Wesley's playing time would go up and down, but that's because the coach is like, enough. Yeah. This guy shouldn't be playing tonight. He's not there. He's just grinning. That's it.
Yeah, even just all the time we're losing. He's grinning.
The world's greatest grinner. He's the grinner. There's the Grim Reaper, and then there's the Grin Reaper, and he's the Grin Reaper, I guess.
I can't say y'all grin Corey, but he just smiled too much. He when we're getting crushed.
No. And you can't, and you don't want to have a big smile like Flynn either. That guy would smile about anything. Because he's evil. Okay, sorry, Flynn. Yeah, like Pekovic, too. I mean, we thought it had to be Darko because Pekovic sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, he moved 3 inches, got offensive foul. He missed a shot anyway. He doesn't even flip and rebound, and his defense is non-existent. So instead, it's like we're talking about, wow, this guy is incredibly strong, and damn, he's got some really good post moves, and that looks really nice.
The one he did on Duncan,
there was some impressive.
Ridiculous.
He is an impressive offensive player. Pekovic can play basketball, ladies and gentlemen, can he?
Oh, yeah.
He's a 20-point scorer in the NBA. And I can't believe, if I was listening, say, last year, and I was listening to Us in the Future, I'd be like, where did he get that from? Where did I get that from? 20 points a game, Pekovic?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And imagine Peck and Webster for Perkin Harden.
Yeah, that's funny.
It would be good for Oklahoma.
Yeah, right now. Peck and Webster. You didn't say Webster, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, please don't say that name.
Just
Webster? Huh?
Just to get him out.
Just to get Harden. Just to get Harden out of there?
Yeah.
Wow, you're done with Harden, aren't you?
Well, they might be.
You know, it'd be really funny. What if the Thunder were down by 3 points with a few seconds left? Webster knocked the ball out of LeBron's hand, was driving to the basket and dunked it instead of shot a three-pointer in the finals. Wouldn't that be funny? Huh? I'm sorry, I had to.
Oh, I remember the time, Webster stole the ball.
Yep, that's the play that I'm thinking about against Denver.
And he dunked it.
He knocked it out of LeBron's hands. The Thunder have a chance. What is he doing? What the heck? It's over.
Even Beasley was smart enough.
Yeah.
To, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, Beasley even. Yep.
You dunked the ball.
No matter how high Beasley was, he still was. He still understood something there.
Yeah.
Webster,
Like, all right, man. We need a 3.
Webster. He came out of high school to join the league. I'm not sure. I'm surprised. I thought he came out of middle school, didn't you? On that one?
That man.
He maybe graduated from middle school. Yeah, that was bad.
I can't even imagine the locker room after that play.
It was probably very quiet. Like, I want to say something, but I can't because I'm too pissed and nervous. Yeah, I bet the temperature was about 20 below in that room.
I had been like, all right, man, well, you're not going to be here. So.
Nope. Team option. Thank God for team options. Contract early termination. Yes, early termination. So who's your most improved? No, I'm kidding. No, I think we know who the biggest surprise is.
Everybody's agreeing. Yeah, pick.
Biggest surprise to me was Luke Ridnour. Okay, no, actually, you almost could say that.
Yeah,
he's second.
He was better.
He's second.
Better.
Yeah, I think Luke is the second biggest surprise.
And at certain points, he did make a decent shooting guard.
He did. Wasn't that weird?
He's pretty solid. Yeah, made the shots. He was okay on defense. Sometimes he was really good on defense.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
it went from a situation from where Luke Ridnour, it's like, please, in the name of God, get him off the court.
He just want the ball in his hands so much.
Yeah, to when he's off the ball, like, oh wow, he's an integral part of the team now. He actually looks like he might be a veteran leader too. Hard to believe versus just a mere year before. Wow, whereas the year before it was murder out there in those fourth quarters. That was murder, wasn't it? Oh my God! Yep, that was hard to swallow. And with that, we probably should call it a show here. This is a biggie. It's over 2 hours long. You're like, what? Yeah, this is an all-timer again. But that's because it's State of the Timberwolves, and you know why? You know why this was a long show? Because this postseason was amazing. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't stop talking about it. Yeah.
If it was like the other seasons, we were like, okay, let's get out of here. I don't even want to talk about the Wolves. Nothing positive.
Yeah, and the Wolves, too. But, I mean, the
postseason
was amazing, and then the Wolves conversation was amazing, too. I mean, so this is a biggie.
Yeah.
Normally, this show would be maybe about 90 minutes long. This one's over, 100.
Let me say this.
Yep.
I know it's 2020, but with the Flynn pick,
yeah.
Because I want to get Curry.
Mm-hmm.
With the way Curry's ankles are right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, the ankles, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, all right, I guess. Well, we're not getting anything with Flynn either.
It's kind of Roy and Foy again.
Yeah.
In terms of, man, you missed this guy, but the other guy's hurt anyway.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? It happened twice, didn't it?
Yeah.
Curry maybe will last longer than Roy, but still.
But with Roy, would we have been smart enough to trade him when the stock was the highest?
Oh, probably not.
Yeah.
The Wolves probably not. I mean, maybe.
Curry too. We probably
Portland didn't.
We would have held on to Curry.
Oh, yeah. And Portland didn't. Yeah, I mean.
Actually, maybe not. If Curry, we would probably, as soon as we would have found out that Flynn was coming, we probably would have traded Curry.
Oh, well, that could be.
Maybe, yeah.
You know what's scary about all that is, I bet the Blazers and stuff are probably afraid to take the PR hit,
Oh, yeah.
We just traded Roy.
Golden.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I can't imagine that.
They got snake bit so bad, didn't they?
I can't imagine. I'm glad I'm not a Blazers fan.
Mm-hmm.
just seeing Durant play.
Wow, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. Oh.
Yeah, we had seen Roy playing well.
Yeah.
Imagine Durant.
Yeah, I mean, seeing Roy is one thing, but seeing Durant is another.
Yeah.
You literally, you passed on a Ray Allen type versus you passed on a Kobe Bryant type. This is finally, now I almost forgot this. I almost forgot this final statement. We'll try to keep it brief here if I can. But to me, clearly, I wanted to say this during the finals, but we're just talking about so much tonight. It's amazing, because that's what kind of postseason and the state of the NBA. I mean, the NBA is looking pretty good after the lockout. It really is. I mean, they really recovered. But thank God to that finals. Kevin Durant is the new face of the NBA. Absolutely. As Kobe Bryant is going to head into the... He's not done yet, and he's certainly in denial about the thought of that happening anytime soon. But Kevin Durant, clearly to me, is the next face of the league, without a doubt.
Oh yeah,
he's the next Kobe, Michael, Dr. J. You know what I mean? He's the next one. Goes Dr. J to Michael, Michael to Kobe, Kobe to KD, Kevin Durant. Even though LeBron James is the world champion now, and he's the league MVP and the Finals MVP. He's a Triple Crown winner now, you could say, with that World Championship MVP and MVP. But to me, it's going to be Kevin Durant's the next franchise player for the league. Because obviously... Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm cutting too much.
No, I agree. No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because obviously LeBron's PR hit was astronomical.
Oh, yeah, there's no recovering from that. There's no recovering.
5 or 6 or 7. How about you got to get the first one before you can start talking about 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant's not doing that, and he's not blowing off the 6 shooters and putting them back in his pockets, and he's not doing the bull horns or devil horns or whatever Harden does.
I know the media's trying to make LeBron seem better, but at the same time, they're talking about
LeBron's
the Cavs coach ate his word because of LeBron won.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to make the city like him even more. Bring that up.
Doesn't help.
Yeah, so I don't think LeBron's going to get any more endorsements because of this.
Probably not. I mean, and he makes a lot of money. We all know that from all that stuff. But yeah, it's I have no real hatred towards LeBron. I mean, I enjoyed watching Miami win. And physically and mentally, he is stronger than Kevin Durant right now. But long term, oh my, watch out. Kevin Durant is coming, ladies and gentlemen, and he is going to come big time. When his time comes, you will know it, and you're going to know it for a long time. You liked that, didn't you? I saw that smile. Yep, you did that LeBron James smile that you do.
Yeah, he's going to be around for a while.
He's going to be holding that baton for a long time.
And Westbrook.
Don't say that name. No, I'm just kidding. And I'm not going to be as mean at Westbrook this time as I was earlier in shows, but yeah.
I think Westbrook, he's going to change. He's going to mature.
He has to. He's going to have to, and if he does, the Thunder are going to be the next dynasty in the league. Yep. I just said it. Oh, I said it, and it hurt. No, actually, it won't hurt if he grows up. I won't have to hate him or dislike him or whatever.
Westbrook's, his attitude is going to have to change, especially if he wants some sponsors.
Yeah, really. Really, it's going to have to. Can't be too much of a 14-year-old. It's time to be a 28-year-old or whatever when the time comes. Too much of a 14-year-old out there. So with that, well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your listenership. Maybe you had to stop the show and continue it, because it was so long. You know what I mean? Like stop it and continue it. You're always welcome to do that. Obviously, it's still, hey, you're still listening, and we appreciate every one of you, every dang one of you. Maybe we'll get record listenership like we did for last year's State of the Timberwolves. Certainly is record length of the show. We've enjoyed every second of this, haven't we? This is This was a lot. This was like a lot of fun. The season was a lot of fun. And before you know it, we'll be back talking about the draft and free agency again, because the Wolves will have made moves by episode number 79 of Timberwolves Explosion.
Yeah, and finally a draft where we aren't
in the
using
top
a
5.
draft to, buy someone out. Maybe Darko.
Mm-hmm.
Not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Last year was funny.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much where things stand. Any closing comments? No. Time to... All right, we're going to call it a night. We thank all of you. Please do join the message boards on the sportstuff.com/boards. You just go on there, get your screen name, sign up, talk basketball. Join the Facebook page if you could. Go to facebook.com, search in the search bar, Timberwolves Explosion, Minnesota Timberwolves. Join the one that says company, not group, and twitter.com/Wolves Explosion. Like the Facebook page, follow the Twitter page, or Twitter account, whatever you want to call it, and there you go. Phone line, one final time, 209-736-7877, 209-736-7877. It is a voicemail. Mention which show you're calling in, and there you go. Talk and enjoy. Talk basketball with us. We would love it oh so very much. Congratulations again to the Miami Heat and the Oklahoma City Thunder on a job very, very well done. We will be back sooner rather than later. Do take care, everybody.